allow the two children to attend the budget. It's okay. Off your mind. It's okay. She off your mind.
Chai! Now wow, people wey suppose talk truth to power don't off mic. And if we talk, now 500,000 they go summer us, call them hate speech. But fear not, my ego don't come. Ingo torchlight every corner, nooks and cranny of all these bad people where they spoil our country. So my people make we laugh, oh yo yo. My ego don't come, oh yo yo. My people make we shout, oh yo yo. My ego don't come, oh yo yo. My ego don't come, man of the masses, oh yo yo. My ego don't come, oh yo yo. My ego diary politico, oh yo yo. My ego don't come, oh yo yo. This one not the off in mind, oh yo yo. My ego don't come, oh yo yo. And in the touchlight every corner, oh yo yo. My ego don't come, oh yo yo. Okay, some people be they holla say they want the power. Chai, them be promise us say we go get light and power. Them hustle sote they can't get the power. But now they know they do anything with the power. Every day, dollar just they get the higher power over naira. Still them talk say make we off mind. But thank God say my ego don't come. So my people make you laugh, oh yo yo. My ego don't come, oh yo yo. My people make we shout, oh yo yo. My ego don't come, oh yo yo. My ego don't come, man of the masses, oh yo yo. My ego don't come, oh yo yo. My ego diary politico, oh yo yo. My ego don't come, oh yo yo. This one not they off in mind, oh yo yo. My ego don't come, oh yo yo. Person where they do evil, no one make person talk. Them say that my yegun, that man too they talk. He too they talk. Say my yegun diary, he they hot like pepper. But every day then they take money in bulk. Woman picking, they the street they hawk. Still them talk say make we no talk. But thank God say my yegun don't come. So my people make you laugh, oh yo yo. My yegun don't come, oh yo yo. My people make you shout, oh yo yo. My yegun don't come, oh yo yo. Man of the masses, yeah, yeah. My ego don't come, oh yeah, yeah. My ego diary politico, yeah. My ego now I'm all I'm on do. My ego diary, Ayégun làwa mọ̀ làwọn tó jódodo. Ayégun diary láyé bí nọ́mbà wán. Ayégun ti dé o ọ̀rẹ́ ará ìlú. Ayégun diary láyé bí nọ́mbà wán. Lórí Facebook lórí YouTube. Ayégun diary láyé bí nọ́mbà wán. Gbogbo bó ṣe ń lọ ni Máyégún já wa sí. Ayégun diary láyé bí nọ́mbà wán. Àṣírí ọ̀jẹ̀lú kì í bò níbẹ̀ o. Máyégún diary láyé bí nọ́mbà wán. Bó bá ṣe eré àní Máyégún máa wí. Máyégún diary láyé bí nọ́mbà wán. Ó sì tún ṣe eré wàá gbọ́ níbẹ̀ o. Máyégún diary láyé bí nọ́mbà wán. Máyégún diary politico. Máyégún diary láyé bí nọ́mbà wán. Godfatherism kò sí lọ́rọ̀ Máyégún. Máyégún diary láyé bí nọ́mbà wán. Ẹ farabalẹ̀ sẹ́ o kẹgọ́rọ̀ lẹ́nu o. Máyégún diary láyé bí nọ́mbà wán. Àní Máyégún làwa mọ̀ tó dódòdó. Máyégún diary láyé bí nọ́mbà wán. Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Máyégún ti dé. Máyégún ti dé. Ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Máyégún ti dé. Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Máyégún ti dé. Lórí Facebook. Máyégún ti dé. Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Máyégún ti dé. lórí YouTube.
Máyégún ti dé.
Àní ẹ̀sùn lájú.
Máyégún ti dé.
Bọ́ bàbá gbé wúrẹ́.
Máyégún máa wí.
Àní ẹ̀sùn lájú.
Máyégún ti dé.
Jíjó ìgbádìyẹ.
Máyégún máa wí.
Àní ẹ̀sùn lájú.
Máyégún ti dé.
Pẹ̀sìdó bá rúfin o.
Máyégún máa wí.
Àní ẹ̀sùn lájú.
Máyégún ti dé.
Kí gómìnà kówó jẹ.
Máyégún máa wí.
Àní ẹ̀sùn lájú.
Máyégún ti dé.
Ọlọ́pàá tó ń gba rìbá Máyégún máa wí. Hello there. Good morning to you. Good afternoon to you. And good evening to you from wherever you are joining us. This is Máyégún Live. Thank you very much for joining me, and welcome to the temple of undiluted, unblemished, uncomfortable truth. Doubt, as some will call us, that we have no respect. Of course, we do not have any respect for criminals, whether they are young or old. It doesn't really matter. Brethren, after reading the caption of this broadcast, make sure you have also read the description of the broadcast. Like it, share it, invite your friends, invite your not so friendly friends. Tell all of them that Máyégún today, Máyégún is live. And if you have done that already, thank you. Tonight, we are starting again from the reports. Also, we are starting with the reports from Ekiti, the state where the police commissioner that acted on behalf of Afe Babanlaole kidnapped Dele Farotimi from his Lagos office, abducted him, and ferried him to Ekiti on the order of Afe Babanlaole. The man on your right, this is the picture on the right, the man in police uniform. That is Mr. Akinwale again, no? Mr. Adeniran Akinwale, the Commissioner of Police, Ekiti State, the man that has been acting or that kick-started the human rights abuse on behalf of Afe Babanlaole. He is the man who sent some criminal police officers to Lagos from Ekiti, pretty much like a kidnappers, hiding in, hiding around the house and the office of Dele Farotimi on behalf of Afe Babanlaole. Now, the news from Ekiti today is that this man has been rewarded for a job well done, if you have to put it that way. A job well done. 14 days ago, some crooked police officers broke into Dele Farotimi's office in Lagos after laying siege for days around his house and his office. When they finally got the hint that he was in the office, then they broke in, kidnapped him, and for hours, his family members were unable to, his staff were unable to ascertain where Dele Farotimi was taken to. But we found out later that they were from Ekiti, which kickstarted this whole mess. Now, we have now received the report that maybe for the job well done, some may say maybe it's just coincidence, whatever it is. Today, the Police Service Commission, they have now announced the promotion of Mr. Akinwale Adeniran, that old rogue. He actually looked like all these mofos in black. You know, all those people that have been like, they've been with DPO for like years, right? And somehow got compensated to be a commissioner of police in Ekiti. Afterward, it is an opportunity for him that he grabbed. Today, he has been promoted to the position of Assistant Inspector General of Police, AIG. So he is the man that sued or charged Dele Farotimi to court on behalf of Afe Babanlaole. However, the picture on the left, that is that of the Afenifere team. Remember that Dele Farotimi is also a member of Afenifere, the authentic Afenifere that rejected Tifnumbu, and they pretty much bruised his ego. Tifnumbu never forgave Dele Farotimi. If Baba Adebanjo, if he was a bit younger than he is, Tifnumbu could have arranged for his own, arrest on a trumped-up charges. So the Afenifere team visited Ekiti, and the first point of call was at the Afe Babanlaole's chamber, which has riled a lot of people because it was pretty much like them going in there to beg him. So the guy representing the Afenifere, Ebiseni, was on Arise News or Arise TV, earlier, where he debunked any move. At first he said they were not sent to Ekiti State to go and see Afe Babanlaole. It was not at the call or at the behest of Dele Farotimi, because Dele Farotimi knows that he's done nothing wrong, and he would never beg the rogues he exposed. The book, Nigeria and its Criminal Justice System, has become a bestseller worldwide. Even though a judge in Abuja, a court in Abuja, has given the Afe Babanlaole's chamber the order they sought to stop the sale of the book. So they got that, and somehow the book is no longer, on sale in Nigeria, I want to believe. But more and more people have ordered theirs from Amazon, eBay, and some other international online mediums where you could get your own copy. And more people are still looking for the book. According to Ebiseni, they went there to, mediate, whatever that means, in his own words. Let's start from that.
Well, thank you very much. Let me make some fundamental statements about our going to Ekiti. Yes, I accompanied our leader, the presidential candidates of the Labour Party, and a statesman to Ekiti. Right? To me, Dele Farotimi wears three identities with me. First and foremost, we are both lawyers. Secondly, is a member of the National Caucus of the Afenifere. And thirdly, we're both on the Peter Obi presidential campaigns when I was the Southwest coordinator, as he was, and still one of the spokespersons for the organization. So, secondly, our going to Ekiti was not on Dele Farotimi's prompting. He never knew about it. And it was not facilitated by me. It was an initiative of His Excellency, Mr. Peter Obi, and he called me. In fact, going back a little bit, he had wanted to go. He issued a statement immediately after Farotimi's arrest. and he wanted to go. There are divergent views about whether he should be there or not for whatever it is. But he had to make up his mind, and he called me and said I should accompany him to Ekiti. And I went. We met first with Chief Afe Babanlaole, whom I respect so much. And strategically, we decided to see, the leader decided that we should see Chief Afe Babanlaole first before we went to Dele Farotimi. Yes, our going had been interpreted severally by people. We went to beg, we went to plead, we went to seek understanding. Yes, I think I'll pick the last one, understanding, a friendly engagement with the iconic chief. And we spent quality time with him, after which we visited Dele Farotimi. We were not sent by Dele Farotimi. Ordinarily, because of the relationship between Peter Obi and Chief Afe Babanlaole, he would get to Ekiti and pay courtesy call on him. And when we were with Chief Afe Babanlaole, he mentioned some other prominent Nigerians, particularly Chief Olusegun Obasanjo and Bishop Martin Kuka, who had spoken to him on the matter. So we did not do anything unusual by going to see Chief Afe Babanlaole and send Dele Farotimi in the process.
All right.
I asked about Afenifere. Does
Yes.
Afenifere have a position?
Yes, the position of Afenifere is treading cautiously. First and foremost, Dele Farotimi is a member of the National Caucus of Afenifere, and we cannot remove that. Secondly, Afenifere and Chief Afe Babanlaole share some common views on the restructuring of the Nigerian Federation and enthronement of true federalism. So to that extent, nobody is talking now about who is guilty or who is right. What we are saying is that Dele Farotimi deserves to be released on bail. He deserves to be released on bail. Yes, the issue of whether he is actually liable for the things he's been accused of is secondary. What is important is he entitled to bail? Should a magistrate have continued to detain him even when a federal high court has granted him bail? And when you look at all of this, unfortunately, the Dele Farotimi saga will soon, if it has not, begin to be seen as a political trial. Because why will he still be detained?
Nuisance lele. Nuisance lele.
If you watch that interview, which I will encourage, should you probably, I think, for context, right? I will advise you should see it if you want to, okay? He was struggling, right? It was like what they call reprobating, approbating, and reprobating. Is like blowing cold and blowing hot at the same time, trying to sound as if to say the Afe Babanlaole is not really a bad person. But it is the judiciary that is somehow violating the Dele Farotimi's fundamental human rights. So he's not guilty. This is not about him being guilty or not. What we went to do is just a courtesy, or even though, listen to that, even though iconic is calling Babanlaole iconic lawyer, said the likes of Obasanjo has scored him, Kuka has scored him. These are criminals that ordinarily Dele Farotimi has nothing to do with them. Do you understand? Like, Dele Farotimi is very clear in his own dealings with this Peter Obi political class and all of that. He has his own kind of like he's got his own limitation. Unfortunately, they say if you dine with the devil, you have to do it with a long spoon. I choose not to dine with the devil in my own opinion anyway, right? So whenever Peter Obi is meeting with all these crooks, Dele Farotimi did not say because I am with Peter Obi, automatically then maybe Obasanjo is, since Obasanjo is on our side, then maybe he's a good person. No. He will never speak good of Obasanjo, never speak good of Atiku. He never speak good about Abdusalami Abubakar, not even Koka. So if Babanlaole is referencing these people of calling him on behalf of Dele Farotimi, it is a total mismatch. But he is right to say that, the Afeniferes, they are not, which should I say is right, or should I just kind of like be passively say that? Because keeping or denying Dele Farotimi bail, which is at the prompt of Afe Babanlaole, the genesis of it all. You understand now? So this is not the police acting on their own. This is not the magistrate court acting on his own. No, it is not the police AIG acting on their own. They are all acting on behalf of Afe Babanlaole. Now, when he said that they are beginning to see it as a political, sort of a political witch hunting, he is right too. But he shouldn't say it's looking like, no, it is political witch hunting. And Afe Babanlaole is the genesis, is the brain behind it, is the one that they feel, according to them, they said, Dele Farotimi has offended the powerful. Dele Farotimi went for the top shot, which to them, it makes it difficult for them to speak directly, to speak genuinely. You get that now? Like they can't publicly condemn him. Because somehow, they may be pretending to be different from the establishment. But they are the establishment. So if Afenifere, which happen to be Yoruba socio-political organization or association, it has its own fingers and, right, in the rot that is currently bedeviling Nigeria too. As much as some of them will say, no, we are not. Others are neck deep in it. Like Pafasoroti, that they killed his daughter, is neck deep in the rot. He's a very, very old man. He's like a 98, I'll be 97. Pafasoroti is on the side of Tifnumbu. They are part of those who felt like, how dare, the old man, Fasoroti, said he was too old to be leading Afenifere. So he retired and then appointed another very old step to octogenarian. Is that not like when you are in your 70s, you are septuagenarians? When you are in your 80s or 90s, that's octogenarian, and then other geriatrics like that. Anyway, so that was when he got Adebanjo to succeed him. They transferred all of that. Adebanjo team came together and they rejected Tifnumbu. And that Adebanjo, the head of the Afenifere, right, is the group where that Dele Farotimi belonged to. And that's the group that came together as Afenifere that said, no, we know this guy, Tifnumbu, he is a criminal. He has never represented the interest of Yoruba, and he will never represent the interest of Yoruba. In fact, for the fact that we know the role he played in destroying Afenifere, including rubbishing the leaders of Afenifere from the days of Abraham Adesanya, right, is never a good person. Immediately, Tifnumbu and his gang, they went straight to Fasoroti. And the old man, a very old man, very old and dishonest human being as well. All these old Olori Buruku Babas. The old man that already publicly said he is no longer the leader of Afenifere and all of that, suddenly said, no, he is the leader of Afenifere, courtesy of Tifnumbu. So they divided it into two. So Fashoranti endorsed Tifnumbu. Ayo Adesanya endorsed Peter Obi. And since then, majority of them with Ayo Adebanjo rather. See Ayo Adebanjo. I always mix them together. Sorry, Adebanjo. Right? So they decided they've marked them since then. You see, this book that Dele Farotimi published, it's like, you went for the top shots. So some of them who claim to be on the side of the Ayo Adebanjo side, the authentic Afenifere, right? They themselves who are actually with Peter Obi. So somehow, in the whole scheme of things, right, they are also part of the establishment on the side. And that is why it is never going to be easier for them to come out publicly and actually condemn, but they will condemn the police. They will condemn the judiciary or the judge that denied Dele Farotimi bail. But they will ignore the man that wanted to actually show Dele Farotimi that you have touched the top shot of the Nigerian rod. So bringing Obasanjo into it, bringing Kuka into it, that one that is working with Abdusalami Abubakar, right? Doing their national prayer, peace committee for Nigeria. Those are not people that Dele Farotimi will publicly associate with, ever. You understand? So when Ebiseni was talking on Rise, he said some other nonsense that he was practically trying to, pretty much like exonerating. It's like saying, this Afe Babanlaole, right? That he has rights to be angry. Okay? But what we're just trying to do is that we are just trying to make peace. But we didn't go to beg him. Even though he told us that other people have been calling to beg him. Beg him for what? Do you not understand that what most of these guys, in Nigerian system, right? The powerful people, in quotes, powerful people, they are never wrong. Even when they are wrong, you will be the one, if they are wrong and you are right, you still have to go and beg them. Mabinusa. A child will not be perfect in eating pap and will not have, his fingers, his hand stained, you know what I mean, with this pap. He's just his child. He's a small boy. Please, let us just forgive him. No, I have to show him. I need to teach him a lesson. I will make sure that they remove this name from the legal practitioners in Nigeria. I will make sure that I send him to jail. You say, please forgive him. He will not do that again. We will talk to him. He will apologize. We will make sure he apologizes. Something that Dele Farotimi, to be honest, when he said Dele Farotimi did not send them, that is clear enough. But we want all these old guys to understand something, right? Every of their action has already sort of indicted them. So which simply means it will take them more than, a GP tank of bleach, to wash themselves off this debt from the faces, from the mind of the young ones, young people like us. We know they are part and parcel of the rot. We just never really experienced them in action, and we are experiencing them now. We are. So this Friday, we expect them to possibly deny him bail again. But the moment they probably fail to deny him bail, for defamation that is not criminal, right? This man in black on the right, the one to his own, what do you call it? To his left, right, the far right, is the Ekiti governor. That's the guy in charge of Ekiti right now, right? And the guy in black is the commissioner of police in Ekiti, which has now been promoted. A job well done. These guys are so predictable. You can predict them. You can predict what they're going to do next. Just like I said on this platform before, what you're going to see if they finally say, okay, we will release you on bail. They may ask that Dele Farotimi should go and bring the marriage certificate of his great-great-grandmother from maybe 1901 as part of the collateral. A magistrate court may actually say that Dele Farotimi should go and pay 100 million naira as bail. Or like they can give all these ridiculous conditions and be like, defamation of character. When somebody has not been found guilty of any crime. Here you get. But you are actually going to, so it is obvious that the corrupt judiciary in Nigeria that is dancing to the tune of the Afe Babanlaole, right, are doing so, shooting themselves on the foot further and further and further. So the next court judgment we are going to see possibly from these clowns is going to be that Dele Farotimi must not grant interview. Dele Farotimi must not speak to the press as part of the conditions, the condition for his bail. So that if he ever, they will say Dele Farotimi must not use social media again. That if he ever uses anything on social media, what have you, it will be rearrested or kidnapped. They are predictable because they know that if this guy opens his mouth, they are finished. Even without opening his mouth, they are practically finished anyway. But it's because the contraption is a place where, the more criminal you are, there is likelihood of you being protected, which is what it is as we speak. So Afenifere should be bold enough, right, to condemn Afe Babanlaole. The defamation of character is character. What do you call it? Defamation of his name or his legacy, the legacy of corruption, the legacy of buying judgment, the legacy of corrupting the judiciary. That's not a good legacy. That's an horrible gutter legacy. And now we know better. So what legacy is he? Is he protecting? He is such a coward that he can't even face somebody old enough to be his son in court and say, I'm suing you for defaming me. He would rather use third parties suing Dele Farotimi with frivolous, suits, frivolous charges. None of them is actually willing, right, to fight. But the bottom line is they want him locked away for as long as it will satisfy their horrible, egos. So we heard that. Yesterday, we were talking about the atrocities of Bokohari. Just around that time, somebody shared a clip. It was actually Irokunle Omamoshi, former governor of Ogun State, Amoshi. They went to go and visit this Daura murderer, this genocidist, this, hateful, destructive, breeding mannequin, Bokohari. And they said he turned 82. So they were singing happy birthday to him, by the way. Have you seen this?
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. May Allah. Thank you very much. Thank you very much.
Did you see almost there? Yeah, it's been, what do you call it? Hey, there is this, we can use manafiki. Yeah, manafiki. Ebekunle Omamoshi, Erokunle we called him then, right, was using Ogun State's money, okay, to honestly, to actually fund the lifestyle of Bokohari, starting from year 2011. This was like 4 years before 2015. I don't know how I can possibly describe Bokohari per se when it comes to, to personal wealth, okay? I wouldn't know, but from the available information, from the available facts at the time, Bokohari was collecting, the pension from Nigeria. And somehow, he was able to buy a comfortable life for Aisha in London with her children in London. So Bokohari had, I think they said he had 19 cows, okay? And these were supposed to be his cows from 1987 or 88, when this was after Babangida released him. You know, Babangida actually detained him since 1985 for 31 months. I don't know if you remember that. That's like 2.5 years. He was detained after that coup. He wasn't released right away. So when he was finally released somewhere around 1987, 88, so they gave him some money. So most of what was supposed to have been his own personal loot were all confiscated by Babangida. He had nothing, almost nothing. So then they got him cows. God bless you. It was actually 150 cows. It's not 19, 150 cows. So they got him 150 cows to go and start, probably do something, right? So since 1988, 150 cows in 1988, 150 cows, 10 years later, 1998, 150 cows in year 2008, 20 years later. In 2015, 150 cows. Because in cows, no they born. Some said they were like, maybe they are like, Gabriel cows, something like that. Here you get. But immediately Bokohari, after they kind of repackaged him for you in 2015 and loved that, right? Now Bokohari has thousands of cows now, but that is not even the point. Bokohari did not, you remember that Bokohari didn't go to any school per se. He did go to school, but he never, for any reason, for some reason, he never really graduated from this secondary school, okay, before he joined the army. So they had to use the statement, the letter from the village head to get Bokohari admitted into the army. And that was it, until he planned a coup to overthrow the first democratically elected government in Nigeria. It was the only one who did that in Nigeria history, by the way. So when Bokohari got overthrown as president, as the head of state in Nigeria, Bokohari did not go back to any school. Bokohari, who was supposed to then be a farmer with his 150 cows that they gave to him as Onwa boy, like they do in the eastern part of Nigeria. Onwa boy means that your guy will give you some money to start your own small business, and then you grow it into maybe a conglomerate or whatever, right? So Bokohari was given 150 cows, and for 27 years, they remained on 150 cows. He never got any further education. He was never a successful businessman. He never did anything at all. He didn't even, like others would do. He never wrote any book to kind of document his life and what he did when he was your head of state for 30 months, I think, right? So he never did anything. It was as useless as he later showed to the rest of Nigeria in 8 years of his governance. So you see all those ass lickers there. Somehow, as typical Nigerian politicians, okay, they still see that it is probably going to be useful for their political advancement, which I don't really see. But somehow, they all packed themselves and they went to Daura to go and sing happy birthday to the man that destroyed Nigeria, took Nigeria 50 years backward, bankrupted Nigeria, and under him, the terrorism in Nigeria became an industry. Over 98,000 Nigerians were killed, slaughtered in 8 years by different terrorist groups in Nigeria. And in 8 years, more than 10 million Nigerians were displaced. These are facts that you can go and fact check. The Honey of Ife also went there with his own frame picture of this same Bokohari in their, pretty much like in their coven, all right? So is either a benefactor to them, or they're still looking forward to benefit something by, associating with him and what have you. And when I saw that, I was like, oh, okay. From Daura, it's not different from this Mufu as well, by the way.
Now that you brought up, this oil revenue, foreign direct investments, can we discuss a bit more about how you intend to drive direct foreign investments into Nigeria? This is critical to economic growth, and we're at a period when this has faded, and this is part of the reasons why we have some of these challenges.
Yeah, a beautiful lady, and the problem is talking about age to women. So I don't know how old you are when we started PIA. Look at how many years it took us to conclude on it. No, you don't accept that. That is not growing a nation. Look at the bottleneck on the PIA itself. The one that we have right now. Untie the bottleneck. Make accelerated action. You have proposals you submit today, you must have a timeline for the approval of that project. If I know as an investor that I'm giving you this proposal and expected a return within the next 3-4 weeks, and I get it, it's calendarized, I will bring my money. The more money you have, the more comfortable you become. And you can promote those ideas. There is bureaucratic bottleneck in the establishment. I'm not given to it. I've never worked for government before. I guide the government. I was the governor of Lagos State. That's my first public life government. Deloitte and training, good university education, Deloitte training, ExxonMobil, Auditor General, ExxonMobil, Treasurer. At the time that we are craving and dying of foreign exchange, I don't know what is my luck, that I come time again, foreign exchange problem. But we survived. I remit all our dividends. We completed that building without 2% variation. Look at Faloma and LSDPC building. It wasn't complete completely, about 10 years later, and we started at the same time. Efficiency, transparency. I didn't receive from Julius Baja a notepad to say thank you. I didn't make any demand.
Deloitte, ExxonMobil, treasurer, and that's the guy that replaced Bokohari. Number one, Bokohari should be in jail if all of us are kind of being sincere for what they did to Nigeria. Bokohari should be in jail no matter how old he is, and that is just being fair to him. Normally, if he was in China, they would have hung him a while back. It would be Bokohari's grave that those guys should be visiting, not visiting to sing happy birthday to a criminal like that. But yeah, that's the one that replaced him. And that one too, right now, is is pushing what you can call a new level of propaganda, where, according to him, is rebuilding for the future. Bokohari was building for the future. Now that future seems to have been jeopardized or dead because it's fraud. Now another fraud that took power after him. This was before the election, by the way, just before the charade election. That was when it was in that same place that I said this, remember?
I don't want to sit here and reveal all my strategy. I am the first speaker among the three of us running. So they will spy on me. So you will have a limited answer here today. Another day you can bring me back. But that's part of what I do.
So it was around that time. So you should have seen it anyway. But do you see how those break and stop and continue nonsense he was trying to conjure together, right? Is an orator to the Ronukus. You not see how they quickly have to clap. Every time he's about to break down, they'll clap. So pretty much like he was talking about the bottleneck, just for the sake of those who are asking me to interpret, what he was talking about there, right, that he was going to do differently is that the bottleneck around what you call the bureaucracy, right, where people who want to come and invest in any part of Nigeria, sure you get, their problem has been the bureaucracy, right, whereby there's too many, rules and instructions or whatever it's called, sharp bureaucracy, where it is not so smooth for people to bring in their money and say, I want to invest here, I want to invest there. Sure you get, especially the oil sector or the oil and gas sector. So that's why he's using the example of the PIA, Petroleum Industry Act in Nigeria, to cut down the number of regulations and all that will make it easier for whoever wants to come and invest in the oil and gas sector. They should just be able to do so without any entrance and all that. But let's take another one. So the rumor of the INEC chairman, Mamudu Yakub, the man that helped this call to hijack power in Nigeria, is dead. And I said there is no evidence of that. I heard that it was in London for medical checkup. Some said it was medical emergency, but there was still no evidence of any of that other than just what people said. So 2 days ago, which was on Sunday, to be precise, a delegation from Benin Republic visited Abuja, INEC office in Abuja. And according to the media, or even according to them too, they visited Abuja to come and learn about Nigeria's election, how to conduct free and fair election. And they want to learn that from the Nigeria's INEC. I have a video of that so that it is not like, where did you hear that one? Where did you see that one? Got the video. So I don't know how to really react other than just to be like, just kind of like shocked, like free and fair election from Mahmoud Yakubu. But it is actually not Mahmoud Yakubu they want to learn from. They said the technology introduced to your election, like the technology like getting the voter's card, a machine readable voter's card. Here you get like your PVC, then your BVAS, you get to the call that thing. Then your IRF, stuff like that, Sha. So the language barrier, they worry them because I don't think they even understand what it means to say free and fair election. Here you get. But they were in Nigeria. And here was a clip for that. Here is one.
The president of the autonomous
désir de souhaiter la bienvenue à mon cher frère et ami, Monsieur le Président de la Sénat du Bénin, Monsieur Sakalafia.
I also extend the same warm welcome to other senior officials of Sénat to INEC Nigeria.
Bienvenue par aussi à l'endroit des membres de la délégation de la Sénat du Bénin.
Early last month, we received a letter from Sénat.
Le mois dernier, nous avons reçu une correspondance de la Sénat
indicating its interest to undertake a study visit to INEC Nigeria.
Relative à une visite d'étude de la Sénat du Bénin à la CENI nigériane.
As they prepare for what they described
le président de la Sénat du Bénin conduit une délégation composée de 12 membres.
Comprising advisors, directors, technical, and other critical staff to understudy our processes and procedures.
Cette délégation est composée de directeurs, de fonctionnaires qui sont venus pour partager l'expérience de la CENI nigériane dans le cadre de l'organisation des élections générales.
In particular, SENA is interested in the legal framework for elections in Nigeria.
En particulier, la SENA est intéressée par le cadre juridique de l'organisation des élections générales.
The design and printing of election materials and forms.
La conception et l'impression des documents électoraux.
The recruitment and training of poll officials.
Le recrutement et la formation des agents électoraux.
Election budget and mode of payment to different service providers.
La préparation du budget électoral et d'autres dépenses connexes.
Security during elections.
La question de la sécurité lors des élections.
The use of technology.
L'utilisation, l'usage de la technologie.
The accreditation of local and international observers.
Le système d'accréditation des observateurs nationaux et étrangers.
Engagement with electoral stakeholders.
Les séances de discussion avec les parties prenantes des élections.
And other aspects of Nigeria's electoral experience.
Et d'autres aspects relatifs à l'organisation des élections générales au Nigeria.
In response, the Commission has drawn up an elaborate program for the visit.
Dans ce cadre, la CENI nigériane a préparé un programme de devant répondre aux préoccupations exprimées par la Sénat du Bénin.
Covering all aspects of the electoral process.
Ce programme couvre tous les aspects de l'organisation des élections.
Various departments within the commission are scheduled to brief the visitors.
Différents départements et directions de la CENI nigériane ont fait des présentations par rapport aux points soulevés par la Sénat du Bénin.
Peer learning and peer support will help to strengthen processes.
Les discussions qui auront lieu vont nous aider à renforcer le système électoral dans nos pays.
I want to assure Sena that we will fully share our experience with you.
Je voudrais rassurer la Sénat, les membres de la Sénat, que la CENI nigériane ne manquera pas de partager ses expériences en matière d'organisation des élections avec vous.
And make available relevant documents.
Nous allons également mettre à votre disposition des documents pertinents dans le cadre de l'organisation des élections.
That will enrich your understanding of our processes.
Ces documents vont vous permettre de mieux comprendre le processus électoral du Nigeria.
Mr. President Sena, I welcome you and your delegation once again to INEC Nigeria.
Monsieur le Président de la Sénat, distingués membres de la commission, de la délégation de la Sénat, je vous exprime un mot de bienvenue une fois encore.
Merci beaucoup.
So the death rumor can possibly should now be laid to rest. Okay, Yakubu Momodu is alive and he is well. And to those of you who are preparing for 2027, now Momodu Yakubu go still conduct the charade for now. Just to make a remind all of you. So those of you who are working that you want to go and do coalition with PDP, well, you probably would have to, I think it is going to be easier for a cow to pass through the needle hole, right? Than for una to remove Tifnumbu through any election in that contraption, especially with PDP, who are very much like the same as APC. I'm just saying, here is the latest from one of the supposed PDP states in Nigeria, Delta states. Listen to the guy. The video is trending, I think.
I'm going to appeal to Yoruba Nation today. I'm saying it here. I'm an Yoruba man. I'm governor of Delta State. But I will tell you, whether you like it or not, I want to say it here. Mr. President, that you see, is supporting this administration. God has made him the president, as God has made me the governor. So as you are supporting me, support him. Because if he fail, I will fail. But he will not fail, I will not fail. Mr. President has appointed our sons and daughters into position. God has given him victory. God has given him victory. People should support us to succeed. I want to appeal.
So make I tell you, you have Yakubu there. Then you have the supposed PDP governors very much in bed with Tifnumbu. And the way the things work, you rub my back or you scratch my back, I scratch your back. You rub my back, I rub your back. You rub my belly, I rub your belly. That's how they run it. There is nothing that concerns them with whatever all of them they face. So if they are asking you or telling you that opposition should come together to do what? That is one on the side, though, right? Now let's talk a little bit about insecurity. You see, the Nigeria Senate or senators, they were chatting about the level of insecurity in states and how the state governors continue to claim not to have any control over the security apparatuses, despite the fact that all of them are taking hundreds of millions of naira every month as security vote. Wait, where did they use that security vote for? Like every state is taking, every state governor is taking it, and they do not account for it. It's like a free money. In Ogun State, the security vote that the state governor takes home every month is over 600 million naira. Can you believe that? And if you go to some states, some governors are taking as much as 900 million, 1 billion naira every month for as security votes. And you can't ask them what they are using the money for. But when you talk about insecurity in those places, yeah, the federal controls the police, the army, the navy, the air force, and all these guys, okay? Yeah. But why are these guys collecting security votes that they do not have to account for, Baba? If a state governor is taking 500 million naira as security votes every month, Baba, that's 6 billion naira every year. If the governor spend 4 years, that is how much? 24 billion naira. If he spend 8 years, do the math now. That is 48 billion naira. Gastikia, like, and he doesn't really have to tell you what he's doing with the money. I have an idea what some of them are doing with the money, because usually what they do is that they bribe. Is it bribe? They pay. I mean, they share the money, a fraction of it, with like the commissioner of police, the AIGs, the area commanders, as they call them. Like, they shall share the money with all these guys when they call what they call the monthly security meeting. And sometimes they will just go and that's not security vote money. I wanted to say sometimes they share security vehicles. All those Tokumbo, Aloku pickups. The ones they always share to the police in almost every state. Every now and then you will see them. They will share cars, they will share bikes to police, you know. But that one is a different, they always take that one from their main budget. Security vote money, nobody they know what they are doing with the money. And I think that's why this guy raised the alarm on that in their Senate today.
Let me join Senator Tony in also commiserating and paying condolences to those who lost their dear lives. Mr. President, Sansani, Kalendi, Fawashi are all familiar villages to me. You recall that Gombe was part of Ekiti State, and this territorial district is particularly known to me because I have a relationship that dates back to 40 years. And therefore, when I see these things, I remember the good old days during Christmas, around periods like this, that we traverse for a week before Christmas between Gombe, Kansani, Pawashi, Beleri, Kaltungo, and all those areas. We spend like very good 1 week transversing to commemorate the Christmas period of every given year. And it's this kind of sweet memories still linger in some of our minds, and that the signal or the scent is that people should not enjoy their Christmas. But Mr. President, I don't know how many times as Parliament are we going to be discussing these issues which has become a tradition. Month in, month out, we bring some of these things to the notice of the Nigerian authority. But by and large, I think we need to go beyond these issues and try to take a stock, a holistic stock, Mr. President, especially at this December period, and try to come up with ideas as to why the persistence from one state to the other, especially within the northern Nigeria and some part of eastern and southern Nigeria around this period of time. These problems are becoming pervasive, and the non-state actors are gaining ground to make signals that all is not well, and probably we are not in control. I think this chamber must raise to expectation, Mr. President, and do the needful. I believe this motion is apt, is timely, but I do not think we must keep on doing what we are doing and bringing in same arguments without resolving change. Lastly, Mr. President, I'm concerned. Throughout this motion, my brother did not mention the role of the state government. You and me, as a former governor, I wasn't, you know, over 500 million, the least, is paid to some state governors for what they call a security board. Senator Dixon said that's not true. I have governors' friends. Mr. President, my argument, it is not whether 500 million is for a security board, but I know as a matter of fact, as a matter of institution, that every state government or governor has what he calls security board. I'm not sure about the amount. The issue is, what does that security board represent? Mr. President, you're a governor. I want governors here. I want you, sir. I want governors who are here. What does that security board represent? And why is it every time there are security issues, nobody mentions as the role of the governors? Why is the role of the governor? What are they supposed to be doing with the security board? Even though maybe that is the way of thinking. But I'm concerned, Mr. President, that every time we do these things, almost on a need basis, no mention of what a governor could do or can do. I know that chief security officers of their state, the Constitution says so. Governors are the chief security officers of their state. The controlling apparatus, of course, is in Abuja, but what is the role? We need to do that. And when we do that, then we need to evaluate and find a balancing act. What a state governor should do, what the president should do, what the chief of army staff should do, what the inspector general of police should do, and so on and so forth. And that is my concern. But this is a beautiful motion, and we'll commensurate with them, Mr. President. Thank you. Let me join.
Nuisance Lele.
He's acting smart. He was the guy that raised alarm on the padding of 2024 budget by Akwabiole and his gang. When Tinubu submitted the budget of 24 trillion, and Akwabiole and his gang, they passed the budget of 28 trillion. It was the one who said that they've padded the budget by over 6 trillion naira. And he gave us, do you remember? That's the guy. I was the one. So he gave us the evidence of how they did duplication of projects in different ministries. He exposed all of that. What did they do to him? He got suspended. Yeah, that's why he's being careful. I'm not sure of the amount. I'm not sure of the amount of the security votes. But you are governor, Mr. President. We have governors here who can tell us how much is the security vote. And now, you mensurate with them. And here is Akpabiole's response.
Proceed to answer you, because I'm no longer a governor. But on what the governors are doing with security votes, I think when you will become a governor, you will find out. That's number one. When you become a governor, you will find out what they do with the security votes. That's the first one. Secondly, Senator Alero will tell you that the amount of how do I call it? The amount of attempts at insecurity that you stop or you void are more than the ones that come to the public. And then those ones are never reported. So sometimes the security votes will go to even stop the criminals in their tracks before they carry out their nefarious acts. But those ones are never reported because it's only bad news that is good news. The press can never report anything that is very good. But it is true that the state governments have a role to play and that they cannot hand over security to the federal government alone. And coincidentally, even the state government, security is everybody's business. If we need to be secured, every Nigerian must be part of maintenance of security, peace and harmony in each part of the federation. So I think it's a good motion. But DSP, before you proceed to answer you.
You see, he didn't give any answer. Or make it no be like saying no, say something. That if you want, rather than say, well, when I was a governor, my security vote was 100 million naira. And I used to give this money to that to stop some of the crimes before they even happen, blah, blah. No. He said when he becomes governor, he will find out. You and I can't know. It's the top one. Imagine being a state governor and you are cashing out 48 billion naira in 8 years that you don't have to account for. Out of that 48 billion, if you just probably share 8 billions or year, some people will still be praising you now. Yeah, for that 8 years. Just share that, here you get. Just share 8 billions on top. Everybody collect your share. Royal fathers, the own political thugs, the head of army in your state, the head of DSS, this and that. Everybody take your jara for 8 years. And you can still walk away with over 40 billion. And you don't have to account for it. Do you now see why they all want to be governors? Yeah? And even kill for it. This one our governor too, from Sokoto, by the way.
On behalf of government and good people of Sokoto State, I am presenting this souvenir to you in our own small way of saying thank you for the visit. This is a leather design artist by our younger ones, our younger generation in the state who are into handcraft design in our efforts to make them self-reliant, to make them productive, and by extension, useful members of our society. Look at it very carefully. It carry complete your name. Please take it, display it either in your office or at home, so that whenever you look at it, yes, so that whenever you look at it, yes, you will remember that you have been to Sokoto, the seat of the caliphate. And also, this is a just one pillow case by a package, a big mat. I'm opening this for the benefit of our press, so that they cannot say that I take something and put it and give it to the doctor. No, this is just an extension and the full package of this seminar. Thank you very much, and may God bless you. And we are highly grateful for this visit.
That's their governor in Sokoto. Some said that he's also a druggie. So they now posted a picture of him. I don't know. I don't want to say that. Probably that is some whatever it is. But when you see people with this blue tongue in Nigeria, it is generally believed that they are drug users or drug abusers. You know, it's a joke as well. But he's a governor. You know, in Nigeria, the guy used 14 billion naira to feed the people. According to him, they budget 14 billion to feed people, the poor people. Like they are cooking for them, which is not true. Then the same guy used about 1.4 or 1.5 billion naira to repair 6 boreholes in his state, not to start a water project, to boreholes, to repair boreholes. So that's how they kind of like do it in that place, Nigeria, man. So all of that probably will be a problem, or that's going to be a problem if they would have to make their own money themselves in the long run, you know. But let's leave Sokoto and quickly come to Osu. You know, the youth of this community. I want to pick up the name because so terrible with names, so to say. It's called the Ihite Nensa in Osu local government area. So they have decided to stand up to the criminal unknown gunmen have been a terrorist in their community, which has chased a lot of them out, apart from the other uniformed terrorists terrorizing them. So they decided to take back their community, stand up against those who have turned the area into the den of terrorism and all that as well. And in a video they made public earlier today, from what they did from this past weekend, I want to share this part with you. People are taking back their communities in their own little way.
Yeah, I come and answer. Only I come. Okay, answer on their own. Bow.
Everyone can read again. You can do a house, I do a house. Take care. You will leave everything. Okay.
It's a let you and I come and bend. Maybe I got to rock and go. Okay. Yeah, okay, down to you about us. Yeah, down to us. Wow. You be broken now. Ah, go. Unu ewere go obodo unu na gịnị ga na yeah sure now. Gịnị ga na akọ.
Let my PG.
Yeah. Na unu pụtakwa in mass. Unu pụtakwa in mass.
Yes.
Asa na to okwu ga ha na.
Anyị kwadoro fuma.
Yeah, sure.
Okay, Amaru n'ite. Anyị ga-anụgide aga ezi n'ite. Okay, Imo State na
Anambra. Okay.
The government of AIG.
Na ahịa arụkwere elu ụka na ndị asịnechi. Wow. Ya mgbada ugwu aras.
Tiere m obodo dike.
No, sure. Mgbe enwetere m ya.
My people is working.
No, population unu pụtara well.
Yes.
Abụ na-eruche 5,000. Asị na amara anọ na.
We are more than 5,000.
Okay, more than 5,000.
More than 5,000.
August nke a akakwa aka.
I go almost for something pure water. Then we really prepare for other things. To make sure we boost our place.
Men are good to go.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would say hiding place.
No more hiding place.
But the whenever no one here, they can come on the way.
No.
That last thing say had us a field guarding nature. They are losing it.
Okay.
So no hiding place for any vagabond.
No more hiding place for criminals.
It's not ka anyị na-eme na platform. Ebe anyị chena just agba egbe ọnụ ka anyị na-agba.
So, the height of the criminality of the unknown gunmen, which was started by the hopeless Uzodingba's illegitimate government in Imo State. Also, community, so many communities like that came under the attack of the Nigerian army. And then when they withdrew from the areas, the supposed unknown gunmen, the local terrorists, also took charge, using some of these communities as their hideouts. And that led to a lot of people to abandon these communities. You can see that, it was like people just returning back after probably a war. It wasn't like a war. It was the terrorists and different criminals taking over their communities. So they took it upon themselves, formed their own different groups, combing the forest, one village after the other. Okay, and you can tell as well that the government presence in that area is totally like zero. They were left and abandoned to their own fate. Just like Nigeria was like, you know what, let them kill themselves and do that, really what we wish we could actually erase them anyway, but since we can't, then let them. So the security of the lives and properties of the people of Eastern Nigeria is not really a priority of the supposed same Nigeria. And then the criminal, who is the Owerri governor, the hopeless Uzodingba, just opened the door for all kinds of terrorism that's eventually taking place in the eastern part of Nigeria. So people are tired, they are done. And right now, they formed a very stronger bond to go after these terrorists, locals or foreign, hibernating in their communities. So that is from that. And here is another one from Kemi Badenoch, the lady that has become the talking point for those emergency lovers of Nigeria, the Ronukus, who are expecting her to do a free PR for them in that contraption. They wanted her to be saying that maybe Nigeria was a great place, or Nigeria will be a great place, and all that nonsense that they tell themselves, the lies that they love to repeat all the time. She dropped something so similar to, which is her personal experience, as she kept saying. She's always right by them.
Grew up in Lagos, Nigeria. Thank you, Roxy. Lagos was a place where almost everything seemed broken. I grew up under a military dictatorship, and I would never have believed that 40 years later, I would be standing here as the leader of the world's most successful political party in the history of Western democracy. I was lucky in my experiences. I was born to a relatively wealthy family and had a decent education, but I also know what it is like to be poor. I watched my family become poor as their wealth, income, and savings were inflated away by destructive government policies. But they didn't call it socialism, but it definitely was. Capital controls, no freedom of movement, government owning the means of production. And there was no freedom either. The government decided which school your child went to, it decided which businesses could or could not operate, all the way to arrests with no trial and state-sanctioned murder. So I know what freedom looks like. It's what I had in the UK. I know the values that can make citizens wealthier and happier, and how without them, they become engines of misery and despair. Classic liberal values, not left-wing liberalism, but classic liberalism of free markets, free speech, free enterprise, freedom of religion, the presumption of innocence and trusted institutions within the rule of law, and equality under the law, no matter who you are or where you come from. All of those things were missing when I was growing up as a child. So I know their value, and I know that in the West, we may be losing what made our countries great. I grew up in Lagos, Nigeria. Thank you, Roxy. Lagos was a place where almost everything seemed broken.
What shall I say unto the Lord? Yes, Lord. All I have to say, thank you, Lord. What shall I say? Thank you, Lord.
Thank you. Kemi Kemo. She's dropping it. She just drop it like it's hot. Drop it like it's hot. You're talking about Lagos. Drop it like it's hot. Drop it like it's hot. Oh, you're talking about Nigeria. Drop it like it's hot. Drop it like it's hot. Do you want to talk about the policeman? Drop it like it's hot. Drop it like it's hot. She is dropping it as, hot. And there is more from where that came from. I have to tell you that. He's so right, and she can only speak from our experience, which in all honesty, they are all true. So those of you who want them to, people to do free PR for the contraption, you probably, you have somehow like backing a wrong tree. You are backing a wrong tree. Indeed, Lagos is a place where not everything is almost broken. Everything is broken. It is the mega shitty of Nigeria. Before Tifnumbu and his gang of thieves, Lagos used to have public water. I'm telling you, you have this Iju water work. Was I in Agege? We have our own water work in the Lupeju. We have water, public water inside our houses. Tap, we be saying no borehole until this Olori Blukus. They started to turn the Lagos to mega shitty as it has become. And indeed, a lot of people have lost their own wealth. You have no idea what inflation does to people, or what it has done to a lot of people. we've had some of you who, some people will tell you their stories that their parents were supposed to be what's it called this thing again? You have middle class. You know, there were people that grew up as middle class. When you are a school teacher, when you have a parent who were school teachers, they were middle class. When you have people, they are like middle class, are not like rich people, but they had stable income, stable source of income, and they were able to build sustainable wealth for some time until Nigeria happened to them, and all of this money, all this wealth lost. Some of them ended up as, you know, if people tell you their personal stories, how their parents lost all they had, and they had to kind of like suffer before they get to wherever they are in life. They were not supposed to, but Nigeria happened to them. So Kemi is saying it to a place where lunatics are given guns. You don't see where police officers don't arrest dog before. I've seen them arrest a dog owner. I just haven't seen them arrested a dog until I saw this.
You bad person, you know bad person. I just buy a nana for Amazon. That nana, I just buy a nana. Dog the bad person, but this dog never bad person. Dog they get license. If you don't get license, I go carry and go your office. I go come your office. I know your office. I go come your office. You go carry and go office. I go carry and go come your office.
Boss,
with the dog, go station. Okay, you carry and go office. Me, I go come office. In the claim right. Now the truth now they tell them dog they get permit. You understand? If you not get them out, this dog is under arrest. I can arrest this dog to station. But you are claiming that the police are going to say no.
Now the dog got us. The dog got us.
And see, when you come out, you understand? Maybe when you join police, that time you will know that you have power to arrest.
Officer, I'm the 100 naira, you know, because you know. I will sound them, I will sound them. Yes.
See, as everybody was laughing. Everyone is laughing there. But he's not interested in arresting the dog. He just wants the guy. If you remember, I mean, did you see how he's like watching the guy recording the video? He's looking up and looking at the phone and the camera like, he's not interested in the dog. He wants the guy, the owner of the dog, to give him something. Even if it's 500 naira, just give him something and he will let you go. Said you have to have a dog permit. Look, you know. He said dog permit. You have to have dog permit. If they show him dog permit or show him dog documents, do you think he will be able to read it? He's not interested in the dog. He's interested in the dog owner. Because the dog owner is not cooperating. He's like, okay, arrest the dog. He said, I will arrest your dog. I'll take this dog to a police station because you will need to come and bail your dog. And the dog is lost. The dog was like, the dog is completely kind of like befuddled. It was like, you know, if I was the dog too, I would be like, please don't let him take me. You know, it's unreal. Nigeria is, you know, it's an unreal place, man. If you have an encounter with the policemen in Nigeria, Baba, you go be like, say, this is like a dream. Is this even happening? You will see illiterate with guns, some of them drunkards. And they are just there like, you know, pretty much like they are bored or something. I don't know. And they all act the same. Whether you meet a police and okay, here is another one. Usually people say that this is only paramount in the southern part of Nigeria. Now, if you go to the northern part of Nigeria, you barely see police officer engaging the people or doing this stop and search something. They barely. I don't know. They said that because in that place, people, they quick vex. It's nothing now. Once they come back and they say, if you go do stop and search, and one of them says that you have thrown their Quran, they don't care if you carry gun or you be police officer. So you get, once they mobilize and come back, Baba, and that is why it is like a two-world in that country. The experience of the Southerners when it comes to oppression, suppression, police brutality is pretty much like non-existent in the northern part of Nigeria. They will just be looking at you, what are you talking about? The policemen, no, we don't have that, no. How can police officer be, no, they don't do that with us here. To the point that they said that the northern part of Nigeria, especially the Sharia North, is a place where, as some of you are paying through your noses to bring in, to pay for custom duties, to bring in cars into Nigeria, to the southern part of Nigeria. In northern part of Nigeria, Baba, they drive the cars, enter from Niger, from all these places. They drive them, enter Nigeria. Some of them don't even get plate number. And they are driving their cars, no paper, no nothing. In Sharia North, they drive their car, and who go stop them? Who won't check the papers? True story. It's a case of two countries, man. But yeah, talking about northern Nigeria, okay. Niger Republic, there's a region called Doso, in Doso region in the Niger Republic. It is oil-rich region, okay. So earlier today, there's this massive smoke that was caused by the vandals who vandalized the pipeline, the crude oil pipeline in that axis. And I think it's called the area is, they said, is between Lido and Karakara, okay, in the Doso region of Niger Republic, where vandals vandalized the pipeline that is carrying crude oil, whether to steal the crude oil or just to cause an act of a sabotage, okay, and set it ablaze. Somebody shared this clip from that axis from Niger Republic.
Sale ga diba na ga kana son sona kamar bakin maiwa kamar bakin to abin godon nan na akan sai Sige a hidda bakin mai, a hidda essence, a hidda gasoil, a hidda petrol. A wuta ba ta cin shi kawai wane wuta nan.
And you know something about crude oil burning? Apart from the fact that it is going to cause serious environmental damages to the soil, to the area, and all of that, it can burn for the next 1 month. Just like that, keep burning. like the gas flaring in the Niger Delta part of Nigeria. If you know the amount of gas that is being released, burning, has been burning for more than 50 years now in Niger Delta part of Nigeria, wasting like that. And it's going to be like that as long as the owners of Nigeria are not interested in developing your critical oil and gas sector, but rather remain rent-seeking, rent-taking lunatics who are just interested in the money they are going to get paid. Everything else, the environmental, they don't care. And you know something? Every time I remember that Niger Republic is oil-producing country, they have their own crude oil as well. That kind of gave me a bit of conviction to some level of that there is crude oil in northern Nigeria. It is the laziness of those who claim to be the political leaders of that place, right, that has left them totally, dependent on Nigeria. And that is why when the people of the Middle Belt, who are now saying that they are not northerners, okay, they said, if we want to be very clear, they are telling you that northern Nigeria is the biggest part of Nigeria, a place where the Sharia North always claim, when it is politically convenient for them, they always claim that they will be the one to decide who becomes what in Nigeria in general. This is a myth that after the Bokohari's tenure, it has become known that the northern Nigeria, the Sharia North, is actually the smallest part of Nigeria. Not the smallest, okay? You get what I mean? Like, the Middle Belt part of Nigeria is the biggest part of Nigeria. And this is a place that Uthman Danfodio, you see this one, they said up north, right? See, that place is the Sharia North, where Uthman Danfodio was able to kill all the Hausa kings, Hausa leaders, to impose their Sharia, Fulani Sharia on them, okay? But the moment he got to that lighter green part, that Middle Belt, Baba, Uthman Danfodio Danunio. Around that time, Nabu and Naro, as well as whatever, there was no real gun then. You understand? So the people of the Middle Belt are now saying that, listen, in that middle part of this map, where that is called the Middle Belt part of Nigeria, there you have the people of Nupe, the Gbagi people, the Egon people, the Berom people, the TV, the Galas, the Jokuns, the Magis, the Zulus. These are the owners of this Middle Belt. Okay, they are not Hausa, they are not Fulani, they are not Sharia North. And right now they are spreading the word to say, we are not northern Nigeria. So you get that now? So in a clearer image, all right? Because what happened is that a lot of the time, when it is politically convenient, just like one caller who called in yesterday, Jerry, asked about the Midwestern region and all that, okay? You see, this Middle Belt part of Nigeria was never at any time part of northern Nigeria. Administratively, right? They even have they had their own political party that was never the same with this northern Nigeria that was supposed to be Hausa North, but the Fulanis continue to kind of claim the leadership control of that area. It's not as if to say they have overpopulated. I mean, they are like more than the Hausas. The Hausas still hold the major population of this northern Nigeria, but the Fulanis, who are mostly the Satan of Sokoto, for example, some of their emirs and the rest, right? They are mostly Fulanis. So therefore, that gave them, it's like the minority ruling over the majority. But these communities have the real owners, okay? See, look at this one. You see Gbagi, you have the Dibo, the Bari, the Eloyi, the Alago, the TVs, the Jokums, the Berums, the Kambari, look at the map, right? You can see. So this now, people are now kind of like, you know what? If the older generation that continue to live off the wealth from the southern part of Nigeria, as they are all dying off, little by little, it is going to get to a time where you would have to go and join your cousins in Niger, in Chad, in Mali, and all these places. Do you understand that? So the middle belt of Nigeria, they have been under the attack, especially under Bokohari. They have been under the attack of the Fulani terrorists for more than 8 years now, even though they've not really been able to penetrate too much, but they have made substantial gain from what they used to be to what it is right now. But it seems that there is so much awareness going on, and as some people are preaching, some people are preaching that we should be grateful for our differences, which they call the diversity. Well, we can still, if we break up, right, we are still going to be neighbors. Like Alhaji Wahab said yesterday, we are still going to be neighbors. It's not as if to say once we break up now, we are just going to move ourselves off the map to another place. No, we're still going to be neighbors. We are going to have the borders that controls who goes where and why. Do you understand? So if anybody is telling you that this big for nothing map, right, which is like the contraption where all of us are forced together, we are forced together to be in this whole place, right? Even though we do not speak, we do not have the same language, the same culture, the same tradition, we have so much differences. Now, if we control our own different territory as they should be, right, we are still going to be neighbors. You saw those lines that you are seeing there, they are going to be the border lines. And in this place, right, in fact, we will probably have more respect for ourselves if that happens. More respect for ourselves than what we have right now, a lie that we are living now. So, and by that, you probably will genuinely invest in your own, everybody will invest in their own natural mineral resources. Maybe this time around we can invest in that, and we do not really have to depend on this part or the other part. So you get, and if there's anything anyone is lacking, you can get them from your neighbor by signing a bilateral deal. A bilateral deal to say, we've got this, we can give you this or that, and you can give us this and that, and we can coexist with so much respect. I don't think the owners of Nigeria are comfortable. It doesn't matter what they want. It is about what do you want. If you have a chance today to choose between Nigeria or your own independent region, what would you choose? That is called a referendum. There are those that will always choose Nigeria, and it's fine. If those who don't want to be part of Nigeria are more than those who want to be part of Nigeria, then the majority will have it. That's peaceful. Everybody will still live, we can still coexist in this regard, right? Without losing our identity right now. That people are like battling what is called the identity crisis. There won't be identity crisis. For every part is blessed enough to be independent of another. Then yeah, we can then possibly help ourselves in the areas of our own shortcomings. It's possible. So don't let anybody tell you that this big for nothing Nigeria, we have to make it work. It is not your responsibility to make an incompatible union compatible. It's not going to happen. We can only go back to that deceit, like some are saying, right? Some believe that maybe if you have a good leader, what describes a good leader? Good leader should represent the people, right? And a good leader must be chosen by the people, Abi. And the process that we choose that good leader must be very thorough and then transparent, Abi. It's the same thing to say, okay, do you really want to be under one single leader in a multi-ethnic, multi-tribal, multi-religious, multi-linguistic country? The answer is a bigger no for me. If it's a yes for you, we'll go to referendum. Do you get that? Like, you have the right to say you want Nigeria, no fight, no dispute. I have the right to say, no, I don't want this Nigeria. If you have a good leader this time, right, is that good leader going to make those horrible people who have been hibernating and existing in this failed nation, is he going to kind of like kill all of them or convert them to good people? And when he's done, what will be your lot after that? Now, that's the way I see it. It may not be the way you see it, which is fine. So the more we'll just go slug it out, and I'll go out there and I'll campaign against one Nigeria. You will go out there and campaign for one Nigeria. And at the end of the day, in a free and fair referendum, people will choose. That's what we are saying. You see, those who don't want that to happen, they are those who are preparing us for a doomsday where eventually people are going to turn on themselves. We are going to turn on ourselves. Nigeria has fought one civil war, a genocidal war. Okay? Nigeria won't survive another one. You see these guys, they are going to push us to that stage where they are asking us to learn how to live with our killers. Who does that? In this contraption, they are telling us to not to call terrorists, not to call them Fulani terrorists, not to call this one that, not to do, you have to watch your mouth. I don't want to live in a contraption where I cannot call terrorists because it's going to possibly hurt some people's feelings. That is not life. Are you calling it you? Not be life it is so. So if you have a chance to go out there and convince people to keep one Nigeria, I should have a chance to go out there and tell people not to keep one Nigeria. And therefore, we all go to the poll and decide if we want to be part of it or not. If you defeat us, great. All of us go coexist in the contraption. If we defeat you, we can begin the process of, parting our gari. Everybody carrying your mama breast. You get what I mean? Go and bear your father's name. I go bear my own father's name. That's what we are saying. It's nothing to hate ourselves for, because even after that, we are still going to have to share border. We are still going to have to coexist. You're still going to see some people who are Yorubas who want to live in Arewa land. You still see the Arewas who want to live in Yoruba land. You still see the Biafrans who want to live in Yoruba land. Yes, you will still see the Hausas, the Arewas who want to live in Biafra land. All everybody will have to do is to do it the right way, and not with this entitlement mentality, like we are the owners of Nigeria. No, you're not. It's a very simple thing. You get what I mean? But they probably have brainwashed you that it is not good for you. Here, this one good for you. This Nigeria good for anybody. Can any one of us actually say this one on call? It is in our own interest. Can anybody say it? And be honest. If you have to be honest, can you say this contraption? Or you are among those telling yourself that Nigeria is a very great place. Nigeria is a very, very, Our problem is bad leadership. Bad leadership, bao. It's not just bad leadership, bad followership, a system that is deliberately put in place, right, to keep the rest of us in a perpetuity of poverty, impoverish us, traumatize us, terrorize us, then turn us into superstitious people that is always praying, Heavenly Father, come back, come back. So the older generation that wanted this contraption to remain where it is are dying. I can assure you, there are so many of us who are not interested in one Nigeria. Not this one, not this way it is right now. Okay? And we are the generation that is eventually going to make that happen. It's a matter of time. Buhari, from the north to the east, from the middle belt to the west, to the midwest, to the creek, to every part of Nigeria. It's just a matter of time. I'll leave us to it. Maybe use that as food for thought tonight. I am going to come back to take calls. Very fair enough. We are not that many this evening, so this may be your own chance to add your voice to it. Okay, so I'll take a short break, and I will be back in a minute or two. Depends. And if you have to go, remember, just like the broadcast. Okay, share it, subscribe to my channel, and yes, you won't miss anything after all. Right? I'll be back in a minute. Thank you so much, Cyril. Dodo. So the line is opened, and I have the first caller this evening. Temi, did I get it right? Hello there.
Hello, Mr. Mayegun.
Yes, sir. Satimi.
Hello, sir. Yeah, I'm good. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon. And I think
yeah,
this is our first time of actually talking.
No, this is not my first time. I'm been with you since 2011.
Amazing. So that's been a while.
Yeah,
how are you doing?
Yeah, sir? I'm good. I'm calling from Calgary, Canada.
That's class. Thank you so much for calling in. You are my first caller this evening. So yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you. My first what I wanted to say right now, yes, I'm sorry to say it. I'm trying to talk to African Wala right now. I don't know what I did. He blocked me on YouTube. He blocked me on YouTube. And the message that I'm passing, I was passing message to people that I was passing message against this idiot in Senate. You can read my message there. Okay. I said we shouldn't listen to these people because I don't know. Yeah, because the reason what I was saying is that these people, they say the same thing, they lie. They are idiots. They are a set of idiots. You shouldn't be listening to them anymore. I don't want to hear anything from them. They are a set of idiots.
I see.
So and I comment on YouTube.
Right.
African Wala blocked me right away. He said he doesn't know, he doesn't understand what I was saying, what I was talking about. Okay. It's disgusting. I'm sorry to say this.
Maybe your message came across as you trying to tell me to stop, showing.
No. I will. No. I'm just saying something that we should not. They are idiots. They are set of idiots. They say the same thing.
We can fix that. We can get that sorted, okay? Because I know, you know something, right? You know something. The YouTube comment section is a different, like, it's like a different show on its own. I do read some of those engagements on that place, and I'm always like, as long as we keep it civil, right? Even if people disagree with me, it doesn't hand you a remover. Okay. So
I will never disagree. I will never disagree. I will never disagree with you. I'm at your back 24/7.
God bless you, Baba. But yes, you can. I'm just saying it. You are the best. As long as we keep it civil, right? Then we have no issue. I can fix that. We'll fix that. Don't worry, Baba.
Okay. Thank you.
What name
thank you so much. It's Temi Kalejaye. Yeah, Temi Kalejaye.
I can fix that.
Yeah, thank you so much.
When the message come across that way, the reason is because it's not just my people where they hold spanner, right? They are doing their best, Baba. They are doing their best to make sure that
I really appreciate them.
You get us?
Yeah, I appreciate them.
So that when comments come sometimes that way, right? I can waste another 5-10 minutes replying some. So that's why they always want to take care of it before I see them. Or in your own case, we'll fix it. You'll be back in another few minutes. Okay.
Thank you, sir. I really appreciate it. Yes, you are the best. You are the best. We always at your back. You are the best, sir.
Thank you, sir.
We appreciate you.
So
and happy Christmas in advance.
Amen. So what about the second one? Or is that the main thing?
Actually, I'm not gonna lie to you. I'm tired of the situation in Nigeria right now. I'm pissed off. I'm totally pissed off. The situation is pissing me up. I don't just have any contribution right now than be looking.
Okay. Well, fair enough.
Because
I am going to, on your behalf, right? I am going to go dig. We have more than, I believe that we have like over 2,000 people who have been spanned in the last, in 2024 alone. So I'm going to sift through all of that, and I'm going to get you off the hooks, okay? On behalf of the African Wahala, right? I take that back, okay? So don't take it to us.
Thank you.
You have a good one, okay?
All right, thank you. And you too. Thank you, sir. Have a wonderful.
And you too. I have another caller though, right? But let me say this quickly to all of us, okay? Sometimes it is a free word, all right? Where we are adults. In my own opinion, a lot of us on this platform, we are adults. And being adult means, you are free to speak your mind as you wish, all right? But at the same time, we should have a quorum, a decorum rather. DG Kalejaye, I think I've seen him. Let's hope I have returned him. So, Sir Kalejaye, sorry, my caller, please hang in there for me for a second, okay? See, sometimes because we can express ourselves as we wish, okay? But we need to maintain a bit of, decorum, civility, because there are people that are always reading the comments. If you look at this screen here, I don't know if you can see it, right? There's this screen over there, and there are people who always read, they read the comments as we are having these chats. And sometimes some comments can get some people really like, and once the comment section becomes unruly, it gets to sort of it takes the value of, the charts and the platform. It's meant to be engaging, all right? It's not for us to be fighting ourselves. I know I can't really control what people say and why they say it, okay? But the reason why you get spanned is when you create a scene in a place that people are like back and forth. So please, let's keep it civil. I like it when people disagree with themselves. It's all right. That simply shows that we are humans. We are not dummies. We are not zombies, But at the same time, let's keep it civil, all right? Or else we are just going to turn the comment section to the gathering of baby adults. I don't like that. So here's my caller, Senator, right? Hello, sir.
Hello, Mayego.
Baba.
This is Ola calling from Canada.
Say that again, sir. Ola from Canada.
Ola from Canada.
Fantastic.
In fact, we are really enjoying your program, and
thank you, sir.
We always pray for you. May God Almighty continue to bless you.
Yeah.
Actually, I wanted to, the day there was a show you did on Peter Obi going to beg
oh yeah, where we mentioned the Peter Obi's.
Yeah, I wanted to call in that day, you know, the line was busy. You know, I'm just lucky to enter today. And what my take on Peter Obi, in fact, I'm seriously angry with that man. You know what he did, Yoruba call it Oshakala Chokolo. You are not, you want to pretend that you are with us, but you are actually with the establishment.
The other side.
What he did was to, he didn't go to Afe Babanlaole to beg actually. What I interpreted what he did, like just like everybody knows that Dele Farotimi is an obedient, right? So he just practically telling them that I'm not in support of what he did, just like counting me out from what.
Because we said it that day too. Now
something like that,
the optic was really, really, really bad. Not for a man that is intentionally punishing a truth sayer. So we should never give them a leverage,
Something like that's why I look at these people. During that election, I instructed that my wife was in Nigeria. I instructed all my family to make sure that Peter Obi, because all his actions these days is not. If you are with the establishment, let us know that you are with them. If you are for us, let us know we are for us. All this be with the establishment at night, be with the obedient during the day is at least it should not be encouraged at all. So that's what that's my contribution.
God bless you. And a lot of people actually feel the same way with you, just like that. And the reason why I keep reminding the obedient themselves on this platform is that if they have not learned anything from the 2023, right, then they may probably have been overrated, that they are likely not going to learn anything about this Nigeria. Or again, like you say, teacher, sir.
And then on those idiots criticizing Kemi Bade, at times when I see their ranting, when I hear their ranting, it amuses me because there is everything this lady is saying, all these foreign countries, they are aware of it. They know. Let me share one. When I was in Nigeria,
yes, sir.
I was going to that time I was going to the airport. I was coming from Ikeja. That bridge before you get to MMA2. The road.
Like the one that goes right and the other goes to my two. I can't remember the name of the road, but I remember it.
Yeah. That road is beside Aike hospital. A postal bus, one white bus was coming from that Ikeja axis, and then and that bus took the children of the diplomat, I think maybe Italian or British diplomat. It took them for an excursion, and they were coming back. They were going to. So I think they were going to the airport. At the middle of the road, that all these Lagos Danfo buses broke down at the middle of the road. The driver and the conductor were struggling to push the
van, the Danfo out of the way.
Away from the road. The police escort, the police that were I think the best among those cases will be around maybe 16. I think they were coming, they were in the post. The policemen jumped down from their van instead of them to assist
to help them, to assist them and push
to
them
help them
out of the road.
they can go on their, they started taking the driver and conductor. They even asked the conductor to lie down inside the mud. You know, there is one
To be
gutter
rolling in the puddle water.
in the morning, the mud. And then those kids, they were terrifying. Some of them were, you know, they brought out their camera. They were videotaping the event. And then now, when those people get to their country, they will not train it to their colleagues. Oh, the Nigerians are animals. See how the police are treating them. Oh, all this information they are aware of it. I don't know why they are now they want
it's pretense, it's hypocrisy, sir. It is hypocrisy. A lot of them will say the same thing, right? If they are given the mic, it is false reaction or something like that, just to sound as if to say they love Nigeria. And then the person who is saying this is just, doesn't love Nigeria. And they are actually the haters of that place anyway.
Yeah. And then one way is my friend though. He was at least I saw it on his Facebook wall, condemning Kemi. And let me tell you, this is November. In October, he was refused Canadian visa.
See? Now, that's why it's going to, some of them are even blaming Kemi, right? They said all these things that Kemi said about Nigeria is the reason why some people are being denied visa. I was like, what?
Imagine.
Are you being serious?
Nigerians are funny.
It is false pass, It's unfortunate.
Yeah. Keep the good work going.
I will,
we are really enjoying
Thank you so much. Okay. You have a very wonderful evening yourself, sir. Have a good one. So I've got a team here as well. I hope I get that right. Hello there.
Oh my God. Good evening.
Sir. Good evening to you, Baba. How you doing?
Yeah, we're doing fine.
Yes.
You see, firstly, let me start with Dele Farotimi.
Yes, sir.
You see, it's very sad that you remember this lawyer Ogunlano that died. He's
our lawyer, man.
Honestly, this is the time we needed the man. You see, Dele Farotimi case. If you remember, this book had been launched since over 7 months.
And now, since May.
Exactly. You see, Dele Farotimi case is that they've been it's a political something. They've been looking for how are we going to arrest this man? What are we going to use to charge against him? They couldn't find anything. Dele Farotimi case is like when Yorubas says they've been waiting for long. What are we going to use
to stop? Because to hold him,
exactly,
it's going to look a little bit legit. They have been
because exactly. Dele Farotimi has changed gear. Because he has started speaking in Yoruba, going to churches. So they now say, this guy is planning another way of talking to the public, changing people's mind because he has started going to church. That's why they went to that pastor that he used in church, last. So they want to arrest the pastor, or the pastor should help them.
They arrested them and they wanted them to give them idea of how they can get Dele Farotimi and also to say something about him that they could use. And this one was just like, no, we can't really say anything about him per se because we don't have much to say about him.
Exactly. So they now gave the contract to this Afe Babanlaole. This you see, I know Dele Farotimi will overcome them. Yes.
Because the whole thing is going to fall apart like a pack of cards. That is why they prefer to have him locked up somewhere, right? And they want to try to control the narrative in the media, but that is failing too. They are not winning. Dele Farotimi hasn't said a word in the last 14 days.
Exactly.
But a lot of us have said so much that despite all their efforts going to TV station here and there, they are not winning. Dele is winning. And he hasn't said a word.
Yeah, so they should listen. My own book is coming. in the next couple. I just put it in Amazon basket for the last couple of days. But now I've already paid for it. It's coming. It's on its way. So they should start listening. And here, so we're still buying it. So they're promoting the book for us. So good for them. Good for Dele Farotimi. You see, on the issue of Badenoch, Kemi Badenoch, you see, firstly they want to use this their hookup girl, this Abike Dagboru. Yeah, is the political cop girl now. Now all of them they use them. So they want to use the girl to draw her closer. But because of the experience this girl had, she knew quite alright that this girl, Kemi Adeosun.
Yeah.
No, Kemi Adeosun, they destroyed the. You see that Kemi Adeosun.
Yeah. You are right. From my state,
exactly.
She was from my own state.
Exactly. They destroy her. They destroy her career. So that's what they do. So they want to draw Kemi Badenoch too. They want to draw her closer so that they can destroy her.
Well,
so she's Kemi Badenoch,
had not for them to crack now.
Exactly, because she doesn't play to their tune. She doesn't
become a leader of Tory in the UK and be a softie now. Somebody who go through the rank and became the leader of Conservative in the UK. It isn't a tea party, not a joke.
Honestly, it's not. So Kemi Adeosun scenario is almost like this, because they draw the lady, they draw her closer, they manipulate her, and they destroy her career. So Kemi Badenoch can't afford to fall to that trap. She can't join them. So she denied them. So that's why they were upset. That's why they were not happy. You see, this Nigerian, honestly, like the other caller said, me too, I'm just fed up. I just don't want to. I just want to be looking, because this thing is going to happen. The end is going to come. It's just that we don't know the time. Nobody knows the time, but it's definitely going to end one day. One day will be one day for them.
It's all coming to that close end, but it's a matter of when. Not even like, is it going to happen or not? It is going to happen, but it's definitely a matter of when. And I think
definitely the handwriting is on the wall. Yeah, the handwriting is on the wall. It's definitely gonna.
I want them to continue to make the mistake, and at the same time continue to feel like they are above everyone. They have this power. They are untouchable. I love that. They shouldn't stop.
Baba, let's continue. Well done. Nice one. You're doing a great job, Baba. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. Okay. You have a good one. Okay. So I have. Oh, I just missed that. Okay. Now let's retake it. So I think a lot of you are using this the restoration of Sir Temitope there to batch into the African Wahala. That's what I mean. Okay, we should be able to engage ourselves maturely. Okay. I am somebody who doesn't really care if you criticize me, if you disagree with me, just do it in a civil way, okay? And at the same time, I want you to know that, you see, all these, my people with the old spanner, whatever they are doing it for your own sake too. If we had allowed people to run amok on Mayegun's Diary Political, especially on YouTube, some of you won't like you won't really like it. There are people that can get the comment section so toxic if they were allowed. Some of you always love to engage yourselves in the comment section. You will probably just be watching and you will never comment. Do you understand? Because we have people who can easily start calling you names and all of that. So don't take offense on behalf of people that have been rebuked for their, action or inaction, okay? So I implore you, or I know this probably will even add fuel to the fire. So you should all please take it easy on yourselves, okay? The African Wahala, you and the others as well should take it easy on yourselves, okay? It is quite important that we keep it civil as well, okay? And at the same time, I hope you keep it civil enough that toxicity will not take space in our midst. I don't know what to say, but I can read your comments as all of you they enter yourselves. And all of you are pretty much entering Africa Wahala too. Now you are probably just not going to be listening to what I am saying or what we are saying anymore. Well, just waiting for the next person's response. Let me see what he's going to say next. I'm going to type my own response. Yeah. Hello there.
Hello, my brother.
Baba.
Good evening, Baba. Yeah, BJ from London, Baba.
Sir BJ, how you doing today? Tonight?
Yeah, good, Baba. Good, Baba.
Nice one.
This is where I want to start from. This is my own opinion, where I want to go to. I want to talk about Seun Kuti. Seun Kuti and Daddy Free. Can you hear me, Mayegu?
Loud and clear. Yes, sir.
Okay.
Go on, Baba.
Mayegu, I realize that someone like Seun Kuti, Baba, this guy will be talking about history, talking about the West, of how the West are stealing from we Africans, this and that, talking about history, Baba. And how come Seun don't know about the Yoruba? This is what I don't understand, Baba. So this is what I realize in Seun Kuti, that it's also part of the establishment that Seun can wake up tomorrow and go to Australia. Seun can wake up tomorrow and go to New Zealand with Nigerian passport. Seun doesn't have UK British passport. That's why he has lived in the UK or any European country passport. He can go to any country to go and make shows to make his money. And I don't understand how somebody like this will be talking about history, talking about the West, this and that, and you never touch how Yoruba was a country before the 1940 amalgamation. Before when the British arrived, they didn't make our forefathers as the Nigerians. They didn't make us speak in English. Same thing with the Freeze. I realized when Peter Obi went to Afe Babanlaole office, Daddy Freeze mother was there, because I always wonder how Daddy Freeze talk about the Greek, he knew Hebrew. Things like that. Yoruba, but that Yoruba, but his father is a Yoruba man. I don't realize how these people are also part of the establishment. Now it's not well shown. Someone that is free too. This thing that is free, we see with someone like Pastor Toby in the UK, that his side is not clean. A lot of these are part of the problem in that contraption. They are part of the problem in Nigeria.
You see, it is complicated. In my own opinion, no. It is complicated in the sense that, you see, there are those who are benefiting from this system, but they are not part of the establishment. Okay?
Exactly,
or if the establishment genuinely is to be dealt with, it would affect them in a way that whatever privilege they are enjoying, they're going to lose it. So in that regard, right, they want things to work, or that is just for the show of the face of it. But behind the scene, things shouldn't work enough per se. Because you see, Fela family, unfortunately, they are APC, okay? But at the same time, they want to sound, they want to sound like they are on the side of the people because their father was never friend to the establishment. Do you get that?
Exactly.
So when you go to their shrine, the person that controls shrine is their Egbon, Femi. Now, Femi Kuti is, Femi, Yeni, and few others like so you get. They are people who are APC by art, but the problem is that that's why I say it's complicated. The problem is that they want to say things that people will hear. Do you get that now? Because that is who they are. That's who they were supposed to be as Fela's children. Okay, but majority of those who persecuted Fela, right, especially with their to keep business running in that place. Okay, they have to be friends with them in Lagos. Shehu is a conflicted fellow. I know how I kind of deal with somebody like Shehu is that Shehu is, Shehu is like, he's not a critical thinker. But he wanted to sound critical, like a critical.
Exactly.
So you get, she want to be like, you know what? These people, right? They hate us. They are this, they are our dads. Okay? But that's only because that's what people want to hear from me. And when it comes to actually picking on these people to hate you or that this and that, she will kind of like model them all.
He's talking to them in that contraction because those in that contraction, Baba, they always play with their emotions. So it is not we that we have seen. Anybody that's not talking about the breaking up of Nigeria, yes, Baba.
It is something like this, right? You know, for somebody like me, right? I have my own philosophy. My philosophy is that anyone that is in bed with the establishment is a direct enemy to whatever I kind of hold dear. So whether you are disguising it or not. Then on the other hand, I also believe that my idea of what is right is not absolute. It means that there are other people's ideas that I don't have to agree with 100%. But for the sake of the general, common good, I may just have to tone it down. I don't have to support them, then I don't have to be against them. Sure, you get now? So for the sake of common good. But when it comes to the likes of Sheung and, people like himself, including our own Showore as well, they are conflicted. Showore is against the establishment, but he's in love with Shoyinka. Shoyinka is a friend of the establishment. They are content to shut down the opposition to the establishment. Do you get that now? So it's conflicted.
Yes.
So, but that is like Nigeria for you. It makes it even more.
However, they have their people that they can manipulate that, but not you. Anybody that is not talking about the breaking up of Nigeria, that can kill you and the breaking up of Nigeria, if you are talking about trying to be politically correct or historically correct, or more, straight away.
It is a way to dealing with Nigeria and then the Nigerians, especially from experience and the people. You need to know the people first, so that when you want to deal with them, right? You can manage your expectation with them.
Baba, you also saw the video of this new Edo governor that went to inside the play economy. And the Nigerians are saying, oh, this man, at least, he's a man of the people, but they play with the emotions in that country.
Politicians are the luckiest, man. Honestly speaking, that's why I like it. They are just evil people, right? People don't expect too much from them. They just expect basic from them. They can still loot and do good, but these guys are just evil. Nigerians are easily manipulated. Do you understand? People are emotional.
Yeah.
But if you are this lucky, that people can be raging in the morning and they can be singing with you in the afternoon, even though you are robbing them. That is enough for Nigerian politicians to know that all they hold these guys is just to do good. Unfortunately, they are evil. They don't care. Despite all of that. See, time shall tell.
All right,
Thank you very much, Oba. You have a good
Thank you. Bye.
Yes.
Bye.
So I have another caller on the line. And one of the hardest job for anyone is to want to try to understand Nigeria and Nigerians, how they act. Because in the process, right, you are likely to become what you are condemning to. You get that now? Like you see, this is bad. This is good. But in the process, if you are that kind of, mind full of, what you pick on like that, right? You may end up swallowed by the entire thing, that you will become what you are condemning. So that is why I do not have pledged any kind of, loyalty or allegiance to anything Nigeria. And I'm always very clear about what I have chosen as well. You see, individuals in Nigeria, a lot of people are duplicitous. What they come out to present themselves as is actually not who they are. And if you get to be drawn to them, right, you will be so disappointed if you just see them switch. Sometimes that happens a lot of time. So when you see them switch, and you'll be like, why did you change? How come you have, well, it is not their fault. It is your fault to think, oh, I've seen this character, and that seems like a perfect character against these people, only for you to turn around and realize that they are not really who they say they are. And that's something that makes me so cautious of dealing with people. And I did say that on this platform a while back, that the reason why I don't bring a lot of people anymore onto Mayegun's Diary Political is because, see, me, I know what I stand for. And even if I have to stand alone, I don't mind. Even if anybody says my, my reality is unrealistic, that's okay, but I'll still stick to it. So rather than, bring this one and bring that one, sounding like us, only for them to switch later. And then we'll be like, have you heard about, I thought he was one of us. I thought he's our friend. That's why I don't really bring a lot of people into my Diary Political. Don't really bring anybody, on here. Because what some of them are really against is not the established, it's not the system. What they are against is mostly the people, right, that are probably currently in charge of the system. They are not totally against the system. So when they come around and they speak eloquently, all of that stuff, and all of you are saying, well done, yes, correct, I agree. And then you realize that they are not different from what they are condemning. And you have already been drawn to them. It is so disappointing. I've been there before. Hello there.
Hello, Mayegun.
Hello, ma. How are you?
See, I'm good. I'm good. Thank you. And how is the family?
Well, we are very well, ma'am. Thank you so much for asking. How is yours?
We thank God. Everybody is doing good. You see, Nigeria, just like you normally say, if they explain Nigeria to you and you understand them, or they explain them to you, you know this. Something is wrong.
They know it's well. They lie to you.
They explain them well. Okay, see, this Ebiseni's case. This is the way I look at everything now. Bring Dele Farotimi, bring Ebiseni, right? Put them aside. Then bring Sunumbu, put him at the middle. Bring this our terrorists that always come online to show people money, to show the people that he has already kidnapped. And he's even telling us who Bello Turinji, and he's even telling us who is sponsoring him, right? Now, Bello Turinji is working free.
Yes.
I have never seen Bello Turinji talk and people will come online the way they are condemning Ebiseni, and they'll be condemning him. Right? Instead, they will talk about it and that is it. No arrest. They will not follow up. Nobody will condemn him, right? And the other day, our president, Tinubu, or rather their president, went for a summit,
yes.
A G2 summit, whatever, right? And on the air, like, I want to say the whole world was watching, he was telling people that Nigeria is not a safe place. They are kidnapping children. I mean, is it only me that had that?
Now we are poor. Children are out of school. We are kidnapping people and all of that. What do you want me to? What can I do? What should I do? It was like,
so now,
who is he asking?
That is a whole president. Oh, that was what he said. Oh, he said it with his mouth. And he was asking people, what can he do, right? I didn't hear people coming out to say anything about that. Oh. People did not condemn. People did not take it as a topic. People did not go after him. People did not criticize him. Dele Farotimi now wrote a book, right? Maybe Babanlaole or whatever read, or maybe one of the lawyers under him read that part. where they said the judiciary is condemned, is being corrupt, and through maybe they are the godfather that are corrupting it. Now, Dele Farotimi has been held for how many days now?
14 days.
That has been the topic for the past week. So, Kemi Badino just came out to say, police did this. This is how Nigeria is. Okay, now this is my question.
Yep.
Is it Dele Farotimi and Kemi Badino that is destroying Nigeria?
They are not.
I want to. My question, like, is it what Dele Farotimi wrote or what Kemi Badino said that is making Nigeria look like it's a bad country, or the one that President Tinubu did and Bello Turunji is still doing? Is it because I really want to know the one that is making people to see Nigeria as a bad place? Because
they say is the one that Kemi said, as well as the the Dele Farotimi wrote.
The one that Dele Farotimi wrote.
Marketing Nigeria. That's what they said.
Now, how many lawyers have come out for Dele Farotimi?
So
they are suing him. Four. So we are still waiting for, and we have 36 states, right?
Yes, ma'am.
We are still waiting for 32.
Yes, ma'am.
To still come outside and sue him. See, may Nigeria not happen to any of us.
Amen.
Nigeria is as confused as what I've just explained now. My brother. They are like, because you see somebody telling you the truth, lawyers are coming out against him. People are coming out to say he wouldn't have, because it's Afe Babanlaole. So who is Afe Babanlaole? That truth cannot be told. So what is not trying to tell us now that Dele Farotimi has destroyed his name, right? But the Bello Turunji that is there, killing people, she even showing you on air, going to TikTok. Bello Turunji has TikTok account.
It does so. Yes,
showing people that the whole world is viewing. Go and look how many views he has. Bello Turunji is not destroying Nigeria.
They would display ransom money, ma. They would display ransom money, and you'll be wondering.
They did not stand up. They are not holding Bello Turunji. Nobody is suing Bello Turunji. The next thing they now did was to say they forgive how many repented whatever again.
Well,
now
over 150,000 of them.
Everybody now came now. I did in that girl no day UK. Make I speak broken because I be AJ babe. I did in that girl no day UK now.
Yep.
I know say for sure they go don't find out they will kidnap that girl. Say how you go talk like this where you want to destroy us? You see all this thing I've just explained.
They don't kidnap one already now. Another Thomas or thereabout. They've kidnapped her, they've locked her up in Abuja from Shomolu as we speak.
Yes.
And now.
What did she do again?
If you are stuck in trade now, if you say anything that then they will find a way around it. If you are within their space, they will grab you. And then boom, off to Abuja.
Sure. Okay. Now tell me how this country called Nigeria, with just this small illustration, how person will constant with a normal sense say Nigeria na my country. Nigeria go go. How? It is well, Lord. God will continue to bless.
We shall, amen, and you too. We shall continue to kind of lay it there for everybody to see and to possibly make their own opinion known as well. You enjoy the rest of it. Okay.
Okay, my dear, take care of it, everybody. Bye bye. Temple of Truth. Now, well done. No.
We greet you too, ma. That's it. Because you see, the world is no longer 1960, 1970. It is not even like a year 2000 or 2010 anymore. This is 2024. We're almost done for 2024. So if anybody believes that hiding the truth about Nigeria is going to make the rest of the world to see Nigeria differently than what your criminal politicians are doing, your criminal police, the entire establishment, what you are doing, the world is watching, the world knows. So except if you are living inside a hole, that is how you're going to feel like it is what one person said, one truth that somebody said is what we demarket Nigeria. The real demarketer of Nigeria is are your leaders, especially Tifnubu, a drug baron is your president. A Boko Haram sympathizer is your vice president. A treasury looter is your Senate president. Come on now. What other demarketing do you need? If we may ask. I've got Ike. Hello there.
Yeah, am I on the line now?
Yes, you are. My lady. Who is this, if I may ask?
No, I'm sure you're not guessing right because I've never called before and
Really?
I'm not calling
Because when
from
I saw
my
the
phone.
name, right? When I saw the name, I was like, okay, I hope it is a name I have seen before, maybe for a long time. So this, you are a first-time caller, yeah?
I'm a first time caller, and I'm sorry I'm calling under this circumstance. And my name is Zion Ezukama.
Hey,
I'm sure you've seen my name so many times.
Zion, ma'am, indeed.
Yes, I'm sorry I'm calling under
that
this
comment section for a while, you know? How are you?
Well, I have, and sometimes I'm usually the first to comment. Yeah.
Wow.
So, I'm really sorry. I'm calling under this circumstance because I'm not happy with what somebody just complained about being disconnected for making a comment. Oh, yeah. And just because I commented, I told somebody called African Wahala. I said it's not good to threaten people. You can correct people without threatening them. Right. He cut me off as well. He blocked my name. I'm not happy about it too, honestly. So and I'm sorry I'm calling under this circumstance because I had wanted to wait until 2 weeks time to make a special ask you for a special favor because in 2 weeks time my mother will be 99 years old and I wanted it to be the first time I'll call to ask you to wish her a happy birthday. I'm sorry, I'm digressing. Okay.
Well,
in 2 weeks time, my mother will be 99 years old. But I'm calling under this circumstance because somebody just decided to, that they have the power to do something, and I'm not happy about it.
I'm so sorry. I knew the whole argument in that place was so hot that I did intervene earlier. When I said everybody should calm down, but it seems that you all didn't calm down. So I'm so sorry, ma'am. Okay. Again, I can have that fixed. Okay, I'll fix that for you. And then in 2 weeks' time, do we have a date in particular so that I won't forget?
It's Sunday, the 29th of December. My mother will be 99 years old.
I mean,
yes, and I really like to appreciate her on somebody
to appreciate her. Don't worry, her name. Have a special
okay.
One.
Okay.
I'm so sorry, ma'am. Okay, I will have that fixed. Okay, and then Africa Wala is just trying to protect all of us. Okay, and sometimes when things get this heated up as well, maybe we have to organize a crash course for all our spanner holders.
I think so because we shouldn't end up behaving like that don't tolerate criticism. And it's not right, honestly. But I'm not usually the type of person to complain. I'd rather comment and join in the fun. But
you hardly.
I just said no. This is just
that's the point, and this must be okay. Fair enough. I'll have that fixed as well. Okay. Really sorry that you had to call under this kind of circumstances. Okay. And indeed, we'll fix that. You heard that, ma'am?
No problem. No problem. Okay. Thank you very much. I hope that next time
get you back on, maybe you should let us know that you're back. And most of the time, right, it never really removed people. It just put them in a timeout that for some few minutes, he would just be like, yeah, you're back.
To calm down.
Don't worry, yeah. He's just doing his job in a way to keep all of us, safe in a way. But yeah, I'll fix it now. All right. I'm so sorry about
no problem. Thank you. I quite appreciate what you're doing. Thank you very much. I hope that next time I'll call under a better circumstance, so we can always say.
There's always a first
exactly.
Time.
Exactly.
Stay safe, ma'am. Okay?
Thank you very much.
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you very much.
Yes, ma'am. Okay. So I understand. I have been seeing this heated argument in the comments. Baba, you would have to kind of like, calm down with these people. Everybody is just, this is not even like a busiest night where there is a tension. There shouldn't be this much attention. What's going on? Usually we've had a very, very busy night when, that everybody is just like angry, upset, this and that, and all that. So I don't think this should be one of the nights. The African Wahala, Baba, help us, tamper justice with mercy, as they normally say, okay? And again, I'm going to implore us to please, it is sometimes not the criticism that really gets you spannered. It is the word usage, all right? And sometimes all of us to know they try, once we don't talk and once, we'll live on like that. Or, you know, it's like a lot of us want to have the last word. And that too, you know, is destructive, so to say. So please, we know they try to have I want to have the last word, right? So let's take this call. Hello there. Sir Victor.
Hello, my ego. How are you, my brother?
I am very well, man. How are you?
I'm good.
Class. So
yeah, thanks for
go on. Yeah.
Thanks for taking my call, man. You know, I was actually the one that called yesterday. It's like you were missing my name up with someone else's name. You know, you're calling me Jerry. It wasn't Jerry.
Mixing it all, dear.
It's okay,
Victor. Okay, I'm glad that you are back on. Okay, I bet it's a good correction, though. Yeah, I can handle that. Please go on.
Okay. Yeah, I know you. I mean, a lot of people calls you, you know, so I expected that anyway.
Thank you.
Yeah, you see, it's still down to Dele Farotimi's, predicament with the judiciary in Nigeria. My brother, it's such an irony, so funny. The Nigerian judges, I don't know what they think they're doing to themselves, or the judiciary. They've actually shot themselves on the foot now because they're exposing themselves to the international community now. You know, did you know the report that just came out?
Tell us.
It's so funny. The Nigerian judiciary were ranked to be the most corrupt institution in Nigeria in the year 2023. You know,
I saw that. Yeah, I did see that.
You saw it, right?
It was. I mean, I think they ranked them with the Nigerian customs and Nigerian
Lord of mercy.
They actually topped the charts.
Such an embarrassment to the nation. Can you imagine? Then where do we go? Where do we go from here? Where does the average man go to seek justice? Where we cannot trust the judges? Well,
that
they think they are making
to further validate everything that Dele Farotimi said, you know.
Of course. In fact, the more what they don't understand is the more they hold Dele Farotimi, you know, to ransom, or the more they try to, you know, take his freedom away from him, thinking that they're trying to shut him up, the more they expose themselves to the world as a corrupt and oppressive institution.
Let them keep it up.
Yeah. So, well, I just don't know because and then the issue of Kemi Badenoch with the vice president, you know, I don't know.
It's actually Kemi Badenoch with the rest of these Ronukus in Nigeria, emergency lovers of Nigeria. People want to kind of tell us that if you say the truth, you are demarketing Nigeria. Like, are you for real?
I think they just believe that, you know, the way they see themselves there, you know, making themselves believe that, oh, what they're doing is right. That's how they think the world is, you know, seeing them. They don't know that, the world is having a total negative, reading to the, to what is, or the situation prevailing out there. They see Nigeria in a different limelight from the way they see themselves, you know.
Which is real.
I can't understand somebody like it's in the internet. It's all over the places that this man was responsible for, the creation of the Boko Haram of a thing. Instead of him to shut up.
He's a terrorist sympathizer. It's not eating.
Terrorist sympathizer. Instead of him to shut up when he was being referred to as this terrorist sympathizer, so that he doesn't get himself exposed, he came out with his mouth wide open and started talking trash.
That's why
just creating more room.
To do with the Sharia North, where the Boko Haram, man, that thing actually really got to them. Honestly, like their reactions. Someone you need to go and see them on Twitter, especially all these.
Let them keep reacting. The more they react, the more they expose themselves to, the ridicule of the world, because the world is not going to build the searchlight on them more than ever before. Even those that don't know them before, that was what they represented or what they represent. They will now start to look at them. Oh, are these people? So they begin to identify themselves now. So they actually know their faces. Well, let them keep getting upset and keep exposing themselves. thank God they're exposing themselves already for who they are. Yes. Well, my brother, let me not overemphasize on this. I need to give other people a chance to talk.
Again. I know for standing, for stopping by as well, right? Thank you very
Thank you so much, bro.
I'll take another one, okay, before we all it a night. So we have I think we only have just about 15. How many minutes? We only have just about 10 minutes to go. And I do have another caller, by the way. And if you haven't really liked the broadcast, which is your own offering on the program, please do like it, share it, okay? And maybe you should subscribe too. Here is Fred. Hello, sir.
Hello, my ego the general.
Hello, sir. How are you, Baba?
Guess who this is? This is Windy City.
Why do you always call with different kind of all this, How many phones do you have, sir?
I got about 3 of them. I'm actually calling from my Nigerian number, actually.
Right. Which is are you in Niger right now or in Chicago? Where are you? You have to say if it is in. Okay, you know what? I shouldn't even have asked.
Let's leave it like that. Let's leave it like that. I don't want them to spam me.
No.
Thank you very much for what you've been doing. 2 things.
Yes, sir.
As far as Mr. Dele Farotimi, the damage has been done.
That's right.
The horses have left the barn. So let the judiciary it's like when the wind blows, we see the yash of a chicken, right?
That's right.
You can't. So what they are doing now is just to try to intimidate people. I just got my copy of the book from Amazon. I just got it, and I'm gonna save it for my children and children to know what kind of country maybe it will be better before I die. Maybe it will not, but I doubt it. So that is there. They cannot undo what has been done. They can incarcerate him like they did Nnamdi Kanu. Everybody, it makes Nnamdi Kanu more popular now. So let's see what they're going to do with this. And as far as Nigeria's situation, I think we need to just sit down and be watching what is going to happen. But like Yoruba, I don't know how to say this one in English. Kago, akago sipika. It's going to end up somewhere, but it's not going to be good. It's not going to be good. So
the end will justify the means, as they normally say.
Oh boy!
But in this case, it's not going to end well too. That's why, sir. That's why I have this personal conviction that even though it might sound a little bit odd, right? I want them to continue in this trajectory, sir. This power wrong, this all, flexing and all that. Because from my own understanding, these guys believes that what we are doing right now, right, is the least we can do. Continue to cry, continue to lament and all that. There's nothing any of you can do. And which is, like as they say, power corrupts, absolute power corrupts absolutely. So they shouldn't put a break on it. They should continue like this, so that when the whole cup is full, right, there will be no saving grace. If you get that, so there will be no gray area and say, okay, that kind of a thing.
Yes.
And say, let's okay, why don't you look at it this way? All of you should consider. No, there will be nothing to consider. It will just be like a total collapse in it. That's why I want them to continue like this.
And another thing is, I want to take you way back in memory lane. Remember NPN, National Party of Nigeria?
Yes.
APC is NPN on steroid. But what happened to NPN? At the end of the day, they were checked out of the government.
I know.
You see, family are not even talking to each other up to today. because of I'm MPN, I'm UPN, MPN versus MPN. So let's see what is going to be for APC. But I want everybody to know that APC compared to MPN, APC is on steroid. It's MPN on steroid. It's the same people. Shagari,
and now Shagari era.
Buhari, Umaru Diko. What's the name of that fool in the Senate? The one that said their president. Yeah. You see.
Yeah, go on, sir.
But you see, I'm just trying to, highlight the name of
the only difference is that this is the first time their fake democracy actually lasted for over 25 years. Guess what? That is now giving them this idea that nothing can change it anymore. Nothing can topple this their fake democracy because it has lasted over 25 years. That's why I said that I want them to continue to feel like that.
And I have a request before I leave.
Yes, sir.
Member of the temple, while watching this program, we were like 1,117, and we only got like less than 400 like. Please like this program, please. The least you can do, take a minute. If you are getting value from this program, I'm not being paid for this. I've never met my ego, but I really appreciate what he's doing.
Thank you.
Okay. Please, please, let's take it to 1,000 before we end this program. Have a great day, everybody.
Amen to that too.
And a Merry Christmas if you don't get to talk. Okay?
Thank you so much.
Sir.
You have a very good one there, all right?
No problem.
Stay safe, Baba.
Okay, bye-bye now.
Yes, sir. So we are almost having to wrap it up here now. It seems our time is far spent. And I am going to say my last, hang on, I think. Okay, let's see if I can still take one more. We just lost a call there. So yeah, if you haven't really possibly liked the broadcast, you should. I mean, now before we call it night. Here we go. I think this is Emochi, right? Hello there.
Hello, my good evening from here.
Oh, good evening, sir. How are you, Baba?
I'm fine. I just have only 1 minute. My people used to say, if I want to put it, it's like grasshopper. That's a bird they call Oboko. That bird, they always make noise. When they say that means just like somebody that is deaf. If a train hits somebody, that means that person is deaf. So why I use this word is because I watched the interview today with this Chief Ebiseni or what in Arise News. That man gave Afe Babanlaole and his crew, he gave them expo today. I wish they will watch that interview because if that man said after he said that he now said he said something about Peter be like blessed are the peacemakers. He said they should just let this man go and this thing will die off and they settle outside anything. Because when they try to put it that Dele Farotimi had many people that came for him that day, and there are still people undercover waiting, and he had like 5 sons. He called their names at the television today. So for Dele Farotimi and all those people that are pursuing him, they should know that that man have a lot of things he will say, and that thing will destroy the judicial system in Nigeria and even Nigeria itself. Understand me? So that's all I want to say tonight.
It's right. That's why I said one of the things I know they will likely do, even if they allow him, if they release him, right, is to go and get a court order to stop him from granting interview, to stop him from using social media, all those things they normally do to keep him, to try to gag him. Right?
But that one
they can't really keep him forever.
That one will also not work because the man said something about that. The man said, you cannot keep him, and the guy said he cannot be kept inside and talking about negotiation. So that means he's the one holding them. They will follow his rules, and he's ready to be inside that place than to let them lose. Like, because once he apologized, that he have killed the mission of that book. So that 11 years he waited to write that book is waste, and he will be the liar. Understand me? So the best thing that now the man gave them expo today, that guy, that's about 35 lawyers came for him freely, voluntarily. They came,
and lawyers are still lining up. That's why they are threatening them right now. They are threatening every lawyer that is planning to represent Dele. They are saying if they come to Ekiti, say, okay, what's gonna go do? Beat them in the open.
The man said something else again. He said that this one, they are suing him everywhere in Nigeria. That is civil case, that this guy doesn't need to be there. And I saw another interview, another northerner activist, also a lawyer, is somewhere there, even waxing strong. And another guy also, there are many of them undercover wanted to destroy this thing, because they know that some of them are not benefiting from this thing. And these senior lawyers are also, they are under cage. So they cannot, even though whatever you read, okay, look at this guy, and after 3 years calling to bar, he's now a son. You know, how can senior lawyers be there looking at him? They cannot look at it, they will not be happy. So it's better they do this thing very well. And now that man now vindicated P2B, that P2B didn't went there to beg for that man. So people that are saying that P2B went there, either he's for the system or he's not for the system. P2B is doing that thing just because Dele supported him. He has to be there. But the man said before P2B went there, P2B called him to accompany him there. And P2B did not say much. He did not say anything. I think P2B said something. The man could have said it. So that's what I want to say this night. So Baba Afe Babanlaole, let him just do his career and iconic or whatever they call him, and let the peace. Thank you so much.
Yes, you too, Sir MOG. Thank you so much for calling name. Our time is now up, and I want to say a very big thank you to every one of us who is here tonight, and those who have left as well. So if you joined us midway, indeed, you can watch this all over again to where you started from. I will see you again tomorrow. And to everyone else in the comment section, like, dragging yourselves, let everybody drink a cold water, okay? And tomorrow is going to be another day. So good night from here. Odaro. And then Libab, it's good to see you that you are participating tonight. Baba, we are still praying for your full recovery, by the way. Thank you so much, everyone else, okay? Good night from here.
Mayegun làwa mọ̀ làmọ̀ tó dòdòdò. Mayegun dayari Mayegun number one. Mayegun làwa mọ̀ làmọ̀ tó dòdòdò. Mayegun dayari Mayegun number one. Mayegun ti dé o ọ̀rẹ́ ara ìlú. Mayegun dayari Mayegun number one. Lórí Facebook, lórí YouTube. Mayegun dayari Mayegun number one. Gbogbo bó ṣe ń lọ ni Mayegun já wa sí. Mayegun dayari Mayegun number one. Àṣírí ọ̀jẹ̀lú kì í bò níbẹ̀ o. Mayegun dayari Mayegun number one. Bó bá ṣe eré àní Mayegun máa wí. Mayegun dayari Mayegun number one. Ó sì tún ṣe eré wàá gbọ́ níbẹ̀ o. Mayegun dayari Mayegun number one. Mayegun dayari politico. Mayegun dayari Mayegun number one. Godfatherism kò sí lọ́rọ̀ Mayegun. Mayegun dayari Mayegun number one. Ẹ farabalẹ̀ sẹ́ o kẹgọ́rọ̀ lẹ́nu o. Mayegun dayari Mayegun number one. àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Máyégún ti dé. Máyégún ti dé. Ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Máyégún ti dé. Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Máyégún ti dé. Lórí Facebook. Máyégún ti dé. Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Máyégún ti dé. Lórí YouTube. Máyégún ti dé. Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Máyégún ti dé. Bọ́ba bá gbé wúrẹ́. Máyégún máa wí. Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Máyégún ti dé. Ijó ìgbádìyẹ. Máyégún máa wí. Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Máyégún ti dé. Bí pẹ̀sìdó bá rúfin o. Máyégún máa wí. Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Máyégún ti dé. Bí gómìnà kówó jẹ. Máyégún máa wí. Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Máyégún ti dé. Ọlọ́pàá tí ń gba rìbá. Máyégún máa wí. Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Máyégún ti dé. Aṣòfin tí ń rúfin o. Máyégún máa wí. Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Máyégún ti dé. Òpùrọ́ olóṣèlú. Máyégún máa wí. Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Máyégún ti dé. Ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Máyégún ti dé. Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Máyégún ti dé. Máyégún ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Máyégún ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Ṣùgbọ́n ní bá ti ṣe èyí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe, ọmọ bá dèrò ní fi wọ́n níran o. Máyégún ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Máyégún ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Ṣùgbọ́n ní bá ti ṣe èyí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe, ọmọ bá dèrò ní fi wọ́n níran. Wọ́n fowó bẹ́ẹ̀ o. Máyégún ó sọ pé wọ́n ò bẹ́ẹ̀. Wọ́n fowó bẹ́ẹ̀. Máyégún ó sọ pé wọ́n ò bẹ́ẹ̀. Oníkan ṣáàtì ṣe èyí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe fáwọn ará ìlú tó gbé wọn débẹ̀ o. Máyégún ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Máyégún ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Ṣùgbọ́n ní má ti ṣe yìí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe, ọmọ bá dẹ́rọ̀ ò ní fi wọ́n níran. Kì máa yí ṣeré, ọ̀rọ̀ yìí kì í ṣẹ̀fẹ̀. Kì máa yí ṣeré, ọ̀rọ̀ yìí kì í ṣẹ̀fẹ̀. Ẹni bá ti lè lẹ́bọ̀ lẹ́rù o, ọmọ bá dèrò kàṣà ìtú wọn síta. Máyégún ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Máyégún ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Ṣùgbọ́n ní bá ti ṣe yìí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe, ọmọ bá dẹ́rọ̀ ò ní fi wọ́n níran. Tẹnitẹni ọmọ Máyégún ọ̀rẹ́ ara ìlú mọ̀mọ́ ni. Mo fọlọ́run ṣọ́ ẹ̀ bá kìlẹ́bù. Lóòótọ́ olódodo ìlú ọ̀tá ìlú mọ̀mọ́ ni. Ìwọ ṣá máa ń ṣọ́ra kò sì mọ́ bẹ̀rù. Bọ́tà ń lè rí bóníṣègùn lé káwọn mọ̀mọ́ fi ṣera wọn ni. Ó ti dẹrùn tí wọn ò gbọ́dọ̀ sì mọ́ bẹ̀. Èèpo ọ̀bọ lọmọ bá dérò tàjẹ́ ò gbọ́dọ̀ jẹ́. Ó ti dọba lórí àbínú ẹni kò sì mọ́ bùyà. Àìsíwọ̀lú ní ẹnìkẹ́ ìgbódì ẹyin lábàrá o. Ó kó ẹni tó bá dán o àkàmù. Máyégún ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Máyégún ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì o. Ẹni bá ti ṣe yìí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe, ọmọ bá dèrò òní fi wọ́n níran o. Máyégún ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Máyégún ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Ṣùgbọ́n ní bá ti ṣe yìí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe, ọmọ bá dẹ́rọ̀ ò ní fi wọ́n níran.